So let's go ahead and introduce this. So Mike Klum, actually, he has been in my chat before because I was watching his Boogie documentary, and he came through just to let us know that he exists. He seems like a nice enough person. I don't know much about him, of course. He did the Boogie documentary, which we saw 6.8 million views, which is insane, by the way. And then his Sick Mind of EDP, which is a pedophile predator YouTuber who you might not know. You probably have seen him. You see his gifs, the memes. 3.3 million views in 2 days, which is so funny because if you go to the top comment on this video, he says YouTube is severely limiting the visibility of this film. Girly, you got 3 million views in 2 days. Congratulations, because that is killer analytics for basically an unknown brand new channel. We watch everything at 1.25. So if you don't like it, you can watch somebody else review the doc. Otherwise, let's go ahead and give this a watch. Just a reminder, my name is Brittany Simon. We do philosophy through pop culture, and we review things like this for observation's sake. Let's see what we can learn from watching a documentary about a horrible person. Okay?
For everybody watching this documentary, I want you guys to take away and come away with, I am not what the fuck they say that I am. I'm a strong ass motherfucking soldier, and none of you fucking faggots can break my ass.
Whoa, yo! Okay, I told myself I wasn't gonna pause every 2 seconds, but yo, trigger warning. Yo, okay, do not watch this with the volume on in public.
I'm still standing, bitch.
If you haven't got problems, I feel bad for your son. I got 99 problems and a bitch ain't one.
Damn. Sheesh.
Tip my hat to the sun in the west. Feel the beat right.
I already hate it. I already feel like it's glorifying the fuck out of him, and I don't know why we're glorifying the fuck out of a pedophile, except Epstein, Trump, and everything else about this administration. So I just want to say off the bat, I don't like that they're even making him slightly look even to Boy Bubbles cool. What is this? What is this? Everybody knows the police lineup photo is cool. Why are you trying to make it look cool? You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense. And also, he didn't even face proper legal consequences to him trying to find underage girls because YouTubers ruined it. Like, YouTubers literally tried to, what's his name? Catch him. I can't think of his name right now. Chris Hansen him, right? And that made it impossible for the law to actually, like, hold him accountable. Wait. It says at one point, this beloved YouTuber, which is true, he had a huge following. I didn't watch him, but...
Breaking news. YouTuber EDP 445 caught trying to eat a child for sex.
Out here to pick up a cupcake and then go back
I'm with the Predatorial Investigation Unit. I just want to let you know.
See this shit right here, dog? See, this is the shit you have to watch out
It says, yet he remains a free man.
for, man. You got motherfuckers, shit, little young ass high school motherfuckers, you know what I mean? Little fucking fags and shit.
Jesus.
I mean, let's be fucking real. Like, you know, like people, you know, guys, you know, they think about, you know, fucking the shit out of a 15-year-old, 16-year-old. Oh man, that bitch walking down the street. She's in high school. She's hot as fuck. You know what I mean? Now, mind you.
It says 1 in 6 men report an attraction to minors. Oh my God. I'm already sick.
My shit gets put out there. You feel me? But let's not get the game fucked up. Just because I think a certain way doesn't mean other people don't think the same.
He's going to normalize it. Listen to me when I say this. This is absolutely what's already been happening with the Trump administration. It's what happened to my own family. My own family. Guys, when I call my brothers out, I have 2 brothers who are into teenagers, and I specifically stop talking to them. And then I'm not talking to my parents until we have that conversation. And my siblings will be the ones I'm talking to still, because I have a big family, will be like, I don't get what you wanted them to do. And I was like, I want to talk about the predators in the family. And they'll be like, what do you want them to do? And I was like, well, you could apologize to the victims. They're like, what victims? They have current victims? I was like, yes, they have current victims. And they're like, who? And then they'll name the victims. They'll name the girls. And I'm like, yeah, those girls. And they'll say like, but that's not even current. It's still current. It doesn't matter if it happened 6 years ago or 8 years ago. It still happened. Nobody got an apology. No accountability was taken. Nobody is talking about it. And these girls have to live with it for the rest of their lives. They're the one who have to shoulder the trauma. They're the ones who have had to go to therapy. They're the ones who are neglected. They're the ones who are being blamed by their communities as well. Oh, it's their responsibility. They're 50% at least responsible. They knew what they were doing. This is why this narrative is so dangerous. This narrative is so dangerous, but it is absolutely also true that a lot of men are more than happy to fuck teenagers because, one, conditioned by patriarchy, and two, absolute no ethics and morals. There's something wrong. I don't know how high the statistic is in actuality, but I will just say this. This is why I'm so anti-age gap relationships, right? Okay? This is why I'm so anti-age gap relationships where the younger person is younger. Because, like, what are we doing here? What is that?
Way that I think, motherfuckers just don't know who you are, and your fucking ass just ain't getting exposed on the internet, you know what I mean?
It says 2% of the population are pedophiles.
Every day, there's a new person that gets exposed for some type of sexual contact with a minor. Whenever it happens, we're all like, oh, what was he
Cody Code, there he is.
thinking? Why would he do that?
Oh,
But
James
you never
Charles,
hear
Shane
why.
Dawson.
They never say why. They don't say anything, or they disappear, or they act like it didn't happen. And so as uncomfortable and fucked up as this documentary is, it actually answers that question.
I think Cody Ko was the hardest one for a lot of people because of the imagery associated with Cody Ko and his brand and his relationship with Kelsey. But I'm not surprised. Like, so many people, that's why I say, like, you can't have friend groups that have diverse ages unless the friend group is very structured, like we're in a bowling league together. But you have to be very careful when you're at a party with 22-year-olds and there's a 40-year-old there. Like, what are you doing there? Like, what are you doing there? And you have to ask yourself as the 40-year-old, yeah, why am I at a party with a bunch of 22-year-olds? Why am I here? And that's what I'm saying. You got to be very careful.
Like, he went to that place to have sex with a 13-year-old.
Okay, Charlie.
Viewer discretion is advised. Dude's a perverted dude.
He
that
sent me
Gideon?
videos of him masturbating.
Ooh.
So what advice would I give to EDP 445? And I'm sure you're going to be watching, sir, and I would tell you this if you were in my office. You need to stop doing this documentary.
That is him on sexual assault of a minor. Why do you think you wanted to have sex with a 13-year-old?
I mean, the reason why I wanted to have sex with a 13-year-old is already fucking clear.
Believe people when they tell you who they are. You know? Believe people when they tell you who you are. I promise you, in my own family, I really thought having sex with kids was like the easiest moral test. But what I've learned about people, and this is why I have a radical acceptance about this, is like humans are really fucked up. Humans think they're ethical, they think they're moral, they think they're consistent, but it's really easy to say these things when it doesn't happen in your own family. And then when it happens to your own family, you actually have to like stand up against the people you love the most. Because you have to understand, I love my brothers. I love them. I know them. I've known them since they were babies. Like, I love my brothers. But to be the only person in the family who's taking a stand against this, I'm alone in this. I'm alone in it. And that alone is its own form of isolation, is, you know, not because everyone's afraid of the consequences. Will I never get to talk to them again? Will I never get to see them again? I'm like, well, we don't even know. You guys won't even make an apology. So this is good in some ways because I want you to watch what's happening. And I want you to also know that this is why you have to have very open dialogue with the people you're dating, with the people in your life, the people that are friends with you, and ask them, hey, what do you think about EDP? Because we already know all the people who voted for Trump don't care about rape or sex trafficking or pedophilia. But like, what if you have somebody, and this is why that whole conversation we've been having with the biphobia, transphobia stuff, it exposes people's real beliefs and the fact that they haven't actually done the work. Okay, so just remember that.
Fucking a bitch's innocence away, you know?
Is
Ew.
EDP 445 a pedophile? Yes, I believe he is.
I don't give a fuck if you're a minor. I don't give a fuck. Oh, well, she's just a girl. You can't be doing that shit. Bitch, you gotta die.
It's just, the dude is a monster. Like, an actual, straight up, honest to God monster.
This is one of those moments in YouTube history where everybody saw this.
445 situation.
And now this? With a 15-year-old girl?
Chris Hansen.
He doesn't care that he keeps on committing crime.
And you don't give a fuck how old she is. You just trying to get your fucking nut in.
13-year-olds. 14-year-olds.
Oh, well, he was talking to 13 and 12-year-olds. Fuck all that.
But now you're gonna tell me the next documentary my clone's gonna do is this guy EDP.
Hey, Sam, pussy! Boom, fucking spy!
Am I a pedophile? Fuck no. You're here to me a 13-year-old.
I want to take full responsibility for my actions. worse. 2 years ago you were called Kiss My Ass. And
I would say EDP is completely innocent.
He's a genuine, great guy. He really is.
That's what I want to pay attention to. Who are the people who are defending? That's what I want to know, because that's the part of the psychology that I'm still trying to get down to. And I do think there's like something really profound in the human experience. So let's focus on that.
Okay, all right. So, again, so what brings you out here today?
Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake.
All revenues and profit from this film are donated to RAINN. Oh my God, love that. A nonprofit organization benefiting victims of sexual crimes. Okay. I'm okay with that, because 3 million views on a YouTube video, it was a lot of money. He made a lot of fucking money off this video, and I'm glad that it's all getting donated. Okay. For a period of 2 years, I documented the life of EDP. The following film contains highly disturbing material. Well,
correct. Life right now is pretty great. I can honestly say I have not talked to a single fucking minor on any social media platforms. I have 2 great paying, well-loving jobs. My health is, pretty fucked up, but I'm doing whatever I can to try to, take care of myself. And the only thing that we can continue doing is continue to try to push forward,
In this documentary, we show blatant proof and evidence of you committing multiple crimes against children. What do you have to say to that?
Plead the fifth.
damn. Ugh. Part 1, Making of the Monster.
I was born in Los Angeles, California, in Compton Hospital. My childhood was pretty great. I had 2 great, loving, caring parents. So my first ever Eagles game was November 30th, 1997. What really made me fall in love with them was actually the logo on the helmet and how pissed off the actual logo looked. And from that point on, I was like, fuck it. That's the team that I'm going to follow. My favorite memory as a kid growing up was Monday nights, me and my sister would do our homework, and then at around 8:30, maybe 9 o'clock, we would get ready to watch Monday Night Raw is War, like fucking wrestling and shit, you know what I mean? But yeah, we had a great time.
Just a reminder that pedophiles, child molesters, perverts, they're all just regular people, right? Like, it's just regular people. We're animals on a planet, guys. I mean, animals eat and fuck their own offspring. I mean, people fuck their kids all the time. So I'm just reminding you of it's very hard to be a good person. It's very hard to be in a world. The good news is I just don't think it's most people, but I think it's enough people. And I think it's easy for him to sit here and brag about something he did, because I mean, look what happened with all these streamer bros. These streamer bros are the same thing. I mean, all of these streamer bros will literally admit that they've messaged minors or something else. They still have careers. The president of the United States was found liable for rape. He's the president of the United States. Do you know what I'm saying? So I want you just to remember that, yeah, this is just you just never know who you're working with, hanging out with. And that's why it takes a lot of work, who you're related to. That's just why people, I think, isolate. This is why I think collective efforts are so hard, because being anti-Trump, I say this all the time, is not enough. You could be marching right next to a pedophile who's anti-Trump, right? So we have to recognize that when it comes to the world changing and being better, it really starts with ourselves. And then it starts with accepting that oh my God, we have so much to work on. If you feel yourself getting overwhelmed, I get it. Take a deep breath and take a break and come back. Because yeah, he's just a regular person like anybody else.
Growing up, So my favorite memory growing up was probably just getting ready to watch wrestling. What I loved most about wrestling growing up was I love the bad guys. My favorite wrestler growing up, I would probably have to say was like Triple H, you know what I mean? Because Triple H was a fucking piece of shit. Like, he did what the fuck he had to do to get to the top, and he didn't give a damn who he fucked over. He didn't give a damn how you felt about him. Like, take a hammer, bash your fucking brains out, cool, fuck it, take his title and leave. I always loved him.
The guy who does the WWE, if you haven't seen the documentary, also accused of rape by multiple people.
Bad guys.
Sexual assault.
After a while, the whole, typical bullshit where it's like, come out and save the day, nobody gives a fuck about that shit, you know what I mean? Like, we want to see like some villains. I really connected with villains because they just did a lot of foul and fucked up shit. Without villains, you wouldn't have a storyline. For me, I just felt like, the villain was more important than the fucking hero, basically, you know what I mean?
Six years later.
So in high school, I tried to talk to girls here and there, but it just wasn't fucking working. More specifically, I tried talking to Martha. She basically led me the fuck on. She let me hug her. She even held hands with me. Low-key, she was talking to somebody else. When she broke it off with me, I was so hurt. I went home. I ran up the stairs. I was crying in my fucking room, head in my fucking pillow. I was legitimately fucking hurt. Like, I felt crushed inside, With Martha, it basically showed me women ain't shit, and they will play you, they will fuck you over, and won't even fucking think twice about it. Finishing up high school, my mindset with women was, all right, cool, fuck them, who gives a shit? Shit, after high school, I got this job working at Walmart, got fired within a month. Then the YouTube channel happened. I remember sitting down one day, and I wanted to make a porn-related YouTube name. And so I'm just sitting there, I literally just got off of fucking Pornhub, I swear to God. And I went on YouTube, I clicked on create an account, and it said, what do you want your username to be? And I'm like, I typed in, eat that pussy, right? And I was like, well, I gotta come up with some type of numbers, you know what I mean? At first I started, eat that pussy 555. Doesn't fucking sound right. Sounds fucking stupid, you know what I mean? Eat that pussy 926. I'm just like, nah, it's fucking dumb. I got up, I went to go weigh myself. At that current time, I was 445 pounds. And I'm like, there it is. Eat that pussy 445.
Okay, I'm gonna say it. This is gonna be really hard to digest. I just need you to really hear what I'm saying. Predators are likable. They're funny and charismatic. That's why people like them. That's why they vote for them to be the president. That's why they're memeable. That's why they remain successful, even when their victims come out. Predators are generally good at being predators because people make excuses for them, right? Like, people find them interesting and out there, and almost like, I think people are jealous of them. I think people are jealous that he can get up here and just say that shit with no reserve. That Trump can get out here and just say that shit with no reserve. That Andrew Tate can get out here and just be like, yeah, I fuck 16-year-olds. And everyone's just like, whoa, there's something so attractive about how honest they are. But the dilemma is, and this is why I say be very careful when we talk about philosophy and introspection, extrospection, you have to be very careful about mistaking the illusion of transparency with the reality of it. This goes back to the voicemail guy that everyone's like, oh my God, he was so transparent. No, he was not. Could you not see that he was manipulating? And this is why I say, of course, I used to fall for this shit too. And this is why I say, like, you do have to learn. And look, a scammer's going to scam, and anybody could be scammed. But it takes a lot of maturity and a lot of wisdom to not be swept up by the charisma of very evil people. I mean, you have to, like, I can't even tell you how different my life is now. Like, okay, we talked about Dr. House earlier before this. I saw a clip of Dr. House yesterday and I was like, get up. I was like, oh, the ick I feel when I see Dr. House. Guys, I used to romanticize Dr. House when I was younger. I would like, my nickname was Dr. House. Like people were like, oh my God, Brittany's in her Dr. House era. I'm like he's so smart and charismatic. And now that I'm older and I see him, I'm like, oh, I'm like, this show is ruined because of his character. He's the worst person ever. And this is why they go after children, because children still fall for that shit. What's sad is watching adults fall for that shit. But children, you know what I mean? Like children fall for that shit because it looks rebellious and amazing. And it looks like you're saying fuck you to authority. And we all hate authority, especially a young queer kid who was a punk. I hate authority. I hate authority. So of course, watching people just do what they want and then end up being correct, you're like, oh, I want to be that person. I want to be the person that does what they want, but they're right. You know what I mean? Oh my God. When you rewatch those shows, you're just like, you want to throw something at the TV. They're so annoying. So yeah, like Predators, you know what I'm saying? I mean, okay. And this is why people are so afraid of admitting they're a predator in a way that isn't just like, yeah, I am. So what? So what? You know, I'll grab him by the pussy. I fuck kids. Well, don't clip me. But you know what I mean? Andrew Tate does that. He literally will come out. And to this day, people will defend. You know? People will defend. Chad says, isn't he based off Sherlock Holmes? That's another one. Robert Downey Jr.'s Sherlock Holmes as a character is so fucking annoying. The fact that any of us thought he was cool or romanticized him or thought he was interesting, any version of Sherlock is annoying. Any version. I've never seen a Sherlock that wasn't, you know, honestly, we don't use the N-word very much here, but narcissistic. Okay? I'm telling you, big ego, just arrogant. And then you have the, you know, the guys with autism. I have autism, I can say this. The guys with autism watch this and they're like, yes, I'm going to be this. Oh, yes, that's my superior thinking. I will become a debate bro. That is my new identity. I am like Sherlock Holmes. I debate people. You know what I mean? Anyways, it's all a part of the same ecosystem.
All of my anger leading back from middle school, high school, getting rejected by women, it just came the fuck out in that one goddamn video. I was fucking heated. Once I started uploading more and people started sharing my videos a lot more, the shit blew up. From that point on, my subscribers just started increasing and increasing. And before you knew it, I had close to 4 million subscribers.
Jeez!
For the first time in my life, I felt a sense of accomplishment. You know what I mean? It was a great feeling. It was really amazing.
Sorry, guys. I was just making a little funny with the N-word joke. You're right. That wasn't funny. Sorry. Bad habits die hard. I've made that joke a lot in my life. I just think it's kind of funny. But, like, it's not. The N-word is the N-word. It's a slur. You shouldn't say it. Sorry. Narcissism. It was a stupid joke. My bad.
Yeah, so I mean, at the current point in time, even at the peak of my YouTube channel, I was still a virgin. You know, I didn't have any self-confidence to talk to girls. You know,
unless they were teenagers.
It's like you come home to all this shit, man. You got a nice ass fucking Acura MDX in the parking lot, brand new 2021 Hyundai Elantra, nice ass house. You got fucking over 120 grand
Sheesh.
In the fucking bank.
Sheesh.
No pussy at all. Jacking off, watching porn.
This is why you have to deconstruct. Men also have to deconstruct their identity being tied to their partnership, just like women, because I think that's so important. Like all of us need to deconstruct our identity being tied to our partnerships. The man had everything and it still wasn't good enough.
Calling 1-800 phone sex lines and shit. It's like, had all this fucking money and still couldn't get a fucking girlfriend. That shit was like, what the fuck, you know what I mean? At that point in time, I didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? At that point in time, I was willing to do whatever the fuck I had to do to get some sort of attention. And right then and there, you fucked up because now something bad is about to happen. You know what I mean?
Wait, I missed that text on the screen. Okay, I don't even want to say this out loud. SCX with a 13-year-old part 2. Gross.
Hey, babe, let me give you a call back. I'm gonna make the video, all right?
Oh, in July 2020, a rival YouTuber uncovers evidence of EDP messaging minors on Instagram. Oh, shit.
My name is Johnny Rodriguez, aka Cold Raven, or some people know me as Cold Raven's Nest, sadly still a YouTuber. EDP is a chocolate hippopotamus, and I like to split his fucking skull. I've been having these feelings for quite some time because he's a manipulative, lying, pretentious, disingenuous, flip-flopping piece of shit. He has no balls.
So this means that you're guilty as fuck, homie. You're guilty as
So inside my first video,
Cold Raven released 2 videos leaking sexual messages between EDP and multiple teenage girls. Oh, shit. YouTubers better at journalism sometimes than journalists.
I came out with just accusations. In the second video, I showed dead proof evidence.
So what is this, man? Come on, ED Pedo 445. I thought you said you're not a pedo, right?
Of him texting 2 to 3 girls, cute, calling them sexy. More girls started coming out and started texting me like, hey, he was also texting me this inappropriate stuff. So I looked at his followers list, right? He had around 300 to 400 accounts he was following. The problem with that is around 120 to 130 of these accounts, 13-year-olds.
Oh, shit.
I knew at this point it was just out of my hands. This is not my expertise. There's only so much I can show. So I need to take it to the next level. And out there, you got a lot of these guys who catch predators online. And there was one guy I've been watching for years who's really, really, really good at it. I reached out to him. His name is Alex Rosen.
My name's Alex Rosen, and I'm the head of Predator Poachers.
I've seen him on other pedophile stuff.
We catch online child predators. Well, Cold Raven basically was sounding the alarms before I even knew about any of this with EDP. And at first, to be truthful, I didn't want to believe it. I was just like, oh.
You guys are saying he's a racist? Listen to me when I say my honest opinion. I think all the men that do pedophile catching stuff are bad men. I do. I've never seen one that was a good man. Like, not really. Like, I can't think of one that I ever thought was a good person. Like, because if you, it's always like an obsession. They're always like showing off. It's always about their ego. It's like, I don't trust any of them. And they tend to be conservatives. They tend to be MAGA anyways. So it's like, what are we doing here?
EDP's an incel, this and that. But, you know, seeing the evidence, it was very blatant that he was not only just following under.
He donated to Chud the Builder? Which one? Which one? Which one? The one? Which one? This one? This one? The bearded one? Shut up. Really?
Rage kids. He was hitting on them in the comments, and obviously I'm sure he was trying to DM them as well. So that gave us reason to throw an account his way.
Oh my God. What a loser,
and in our
bro.
profile, we had that we were 13 years old. We reach out to him. We just say, hi, I'm a big fan. And he says,
hey, what's up? He donated 10K? That's crazy. That's what I'm saying. See? See? How are you guys anti-pedophilia, but you're pro-racism? Like, what?
Just found your YouTube channel. Why are you so funny?
Because I keep it real on these faggots. That's
oh my
why.
God, brother.
And the conversation ends there. And then 2 days later, he messages us again, completely out of the blue, and picks up the conversation.
LOL. What are you doing?
Nothing. I'm 13. I don't know if I told you.
That makes up you and about 99% of my no pussy getting fucking faggot fan base.
Yeah, he starts off very cordial, and then he slowly starts a grooming process.
Can I tell you a secret? Promise not to tell.
Yeah, sure.
I always wanted to get to know someone young, a little cutie like yourself.
And, you know, compliments, and then it kind of goes to sexual stuff.
Wish I could hug you to warm you up.
When and where?
Someday soon at the park, or wherever you're comfy with.
And then eventually he's just full on soliciting sex.
Would you want to do anything else?
You mean like sex or something?
Maybe. Would that be bad?
We can, but only when you're ready.
Hanging out, chilling, you know, just got done doing some cameos, bullshitting, shooting the shit, watching TV or whatever. And I get this random ass fucking message by some chick that goes by the name of Sophie Smith. She said that my videos were really funny. Said that she loves my fucking content, you know, all this shit, you know. Yeah, so it was about a month in.
Okay, can I say this? Chat said, it's like they have Arrested Development from the time they were rejected. This is why I say rejection is a consent issue. You must accept rejection as a part of the lived experience of being a person on the planet. Rejection from jobs, rejection from people. Being rejected doesn't necessarily have something to do with you, but when you internalize rejection as a reflection of your character, when there is no evidence of it, then you end up becoming this versus if there's something about you and that's the reason you're getting rejected, we can talk about it. But often when you're a child and you internalize rejection as like, I'm unlovable, that's why you need a lot of acceptance at home. So when the world rejects you, you can come back to a safe space that reinforces in you that you are worthy. But when you don't have that, so now you're getting rejected in public and then you come home and you're rejected in private. Kids need a space to come home to because the world will reject them a lot. This is why as parents, you have to have the right balance, right?
When things started getting sexual,
Listen, I know your body's growing and you're starting to develop. That's why I agreed to this. I want to be here first.
Why did I respond to a 13-year-old? Desperation, isolation, loneliness, boring as fuck. You have nothing going on. You don't even know how to talk to a fucking girl.
If you want, we can try oral first. Let it taste and lick on your vagina. And then you can suck my cock.
You need some sort of excitement in your fucking life. So I said fucking and went along with it.
You're so hot and cute, and even have me jerking off.
Ooh, that's hot. Can I see? Oh, wow. It's so big.
At the time, me sending sexual pictures to a 13-year-old, I was fucking lonely and just not getting any fucking action, not getting fucking laid, not having the confidence to talk to a girl of my age. It was a fucking shit show.
You know what? Can I say something? Because I know you guys are saying these reenactments are so unnecessary. Can I be honest with you? Maybe they are necessary. Because I think when these men defend these pedophiles, their friends, they're not imagining it. They're not seeing what's happening. They don't imagine the kid. They don't imagine him. They don't imagine the scenario. So they have no image to attach. But when they see it, they're like, oh, what? And I was like, what did you think was happening? So maybe it really is necessary because I know what's happening, but I don't think they do. Because I know when I talk to the people in my family about these exact issues, they're like, what could have happened though? Like, what are you imagining happened? This? And they're not imagining that. Our imaginations change the narrative of our stories. So I think this might be really necessary for people who are imagining some, even God forbid, a romantic version of this. You know, some sort of like, I bet she was slutty and came on to him and all of this other narrative. So, you know, just maybe it's not for us, but maybe it's for somebody.
I want to bend you over my table and just slide my cock inside you.
Okay.
Slowly begin to take your virginity.
This might be too much.
I want to fuck your innocence away.
When I blocked her, I knew that it was wrong. I knew that it was something that was highly illegal, that shouldn't be done. You know, so I was clearly aware of the law and I was clearly aware of what I was doing, you know, clearly aware of my actions and totally understanding of, you know, what I was doing, you know what I mean?
Sophie, I can't do this. I can't do this shit. You're so young. You're 13 and I'm 30.
30? 13 and 30. 30. 30. 30. This video is very different from the Boogie documentary. I don't know. It's a little, I know he worked on it for 2 years. It is giving a little bit too reality TV for me because it's such a serious topic. I kind of wish it was more filmed similar to the Boogie documentary. I thought that was better. But it's interesting the direction, like with the reenactments and stuff. I don't know. I don't know how to make documentaries. I don't know. It's not my area. I'm not a filmmaker.
I ended up unblocking her simply due to the fact that, you know, I felt bad. I mean, I felt bad, and at the same time, you know, she was like the only person that was really giving me that sort of attention, you know what I mean? And ultimately just led to me unblocking her.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me for blocking you. I got scared. I hope you aren't upset. I'm sorry for not taking your feelings into consideration. I will next time. I promise. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, maybe this is on purpose. If I was like this, look at this. Maybe, okay. You know what? I'm going to trust the creative process. Okay. Right? Because this is intentional, right? Look at this. Cute and innocent EDP. This is on purpose. Now it's gonna get rough, right? Now he's gonna twist it around and show us how ugly it all is.
She says, you should fucking jerk off on, you should fucking jerk off to me on FaceTime. And I'm like, all right, cool, sure, why not? Fuck it. You know what I mean?
This man needs to be put in a I don't live in prison systems facility. This is what I'm saying. You're a danger to yourself and others. This is crazy.
Well, in any state in the country, meeting a minor off the internet when there's no strings attached is not illegal. There needs
Oh no, chat says I'm giving him too much credit. That's my biggest flaw as a person.
to be some strings attached. So after EDP sent the masturbation videos, after he said, like, I want to throw you in my sex dungeon and fuck you, stuff like that, that's when we're like, okay, we can go ahead with the meetup.
Yeah, so pretty much she told me that her grandma was supposed to be like, I guess out in the
Oh, is this the setup? I'm stupid. Is this the setup? This isn't a real girl? There was a real girl, but is this the real girl? Or is this the fake girl? Wait.
about doing something or whatever, therefore like giving us quote unquote alone time or whatever, so yeah. And to be honest with you, man, like I ultimately decided to go simply because I felt bad.
I mean, it's still disgusting. Oh my God, I hate that narrative. I felt so bad. I'm just a good guy. I'm trying to help a girl out. Okay, there were real kids involved, but this is a sting operation. So this is the fake one, but there is a real victim. Okay, so now, April 18th, 2021.
During that day, I actually blocked her 1 or maybe 2 times. Then I unblocked her ass. She was like, oh my God, why'd you block me, blah, blah, blah. And I was telling her, I'm looking like, Sophie, I can't fucking do this shit. Like, this is fucking illegal. Like, I can't, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You know what I mean? And she started crying up on the phone. She's all like, oh my God, I just wanted to give you a cupcake, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm here making cupcakes. I wanted to give you one,
So the story was that we also baked cupcakes. So then, he's kind of nervous the day of, like, he's very, like, apprehensive. We're like, oh, well, I still made cupcakes, and that's what led EDP to be like, okay, I'll come. So that's kind of the deal with that.
When I was driving to that location, my mom was a heavy smoker. She used to smoke Coors 100, the green pack. And so when I was driving there, I smelt my mom's, the scent of her cigarettes coming from the back seat. That's something I never told anyone. I felt like my mom was with me, watching over me.
What do you think your mom was trying to tell you?
I felt like she was trying to tell me don't go. I was, thinking this up in my head. How the fuck is this going to go down? How am I going to act? What am I going to say? You know what I mean? Like, horny as fuck. Fuck the porn shit. You were just craving, like, human contact. You know what I mean? So.
Then the day comes in Bakersfield, and that's when he's getting, like, very, very nervous about everything. But he agrees to come nonetheless, and we're just waiting at the Jack in the Box, just kind of having a good angle of the apartments we gave him. And then we just see like this giant blob walking up this ramp, and he's massive from a distance. I'm like, oh my God, that's him.
Bakersfield, California. Shout out to Bakersfield. Whoop whoop, Bakersfield.
I was like, hey, what's up, EDP? And he's like, what's up? And he puts his hand up for a fist bump. I give him a fist bump. And then he tries to fist bump CC Unit. And CC Unit's like, I don't like fist bump people like you.
Well, fist bump? I don't fist bump people like you, man. I mean, when you wouldn't fist bump me, it felt like the classic case of fucking rejection. So, okay.
And, I told him, like, hey, we got to kind of go over things with Sophie.
We have you talking to Sophie, correct, yes or no? Right. Okay. I was caught red-handed. Shit was about to go down.
And he's like, I'm just here to get a cupcake.
They had the transcript, they had the log, they had the screenshots and all that shit. And, I basically just told him, I'm just here to get a fucking cupcake. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Again, so what brings you out here today? Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake and then go back home.
The EDP 445 situation.
EDP 445. EDP 445.
EDP 445.
EDP.
Went to go link up with a child.
When EDP got caught and the video got uploaded, it went viral immediately.
The memes blew up. They were all over the place. There was no escaping the EDP 445 cupcake memes.
Which is why I gagged when some of my chat was like, who is this? You guys are not chronically online enough. You never use the GIF from EDP? You never use the meme? I feel like I am posting killer memes on my Discord. You're not even getting them. I cannot believe you are not as chronically online as the rest of us.
Then we get into the messages, and he admits to sending tons of penis pictures, admits to wanting to have sex with her.
You were interested in having.
And by the way, chat, to the person who said there's no heroes in this video, there are no heroes in this video. Fuck all these men. Fuck all these men. This is what I'm saying. When men try to save people from pedophilia, they just make it worse. This is like the irony, I think, of this whole industry that I hate so much of men catching predators. I just feel like they always make it worse for everybody else. They sensationalize it, right? And it separates the reality that families are facing. Guys, it's a really life-shattering situation for families to be torn apart when you realize like people you love in your family are these people and you're like, what? Like it's a terrible feeling. It's really like the psychological damage. In some ways, this is the cope. This is the drug we take to cope with the reality of what we're facing. And then when the YouTube videos go off and we have to go back to our real family functions and we have to talk to real victims and we have to do real therapy, it's a devastating circumstance. It really is life crushing to have somebody in your family like this.
The 13-year-old, yes or no? Correct. Okay, and you said correct. Okay, all right.
As much as he lies to the camera now, he was very forthcoming with us when we interviewed him.
Can I ask you a question? Yeah. Is my life over? It's up to you, dude. I thought my fucking life was over. Started crying, you know, all that theatrical bullshit. Come on, man, please. No. You know, as I was walking up, I thought this was a real ass person.
You did double text here, yes or no? Correct. Knowing, and it said on her profile 13, yes? Correct. Okay, so you initiated conversation with a 13-year-old, known she was 13, yes or no?
But the main thing I feel like I regret that day is I didn't bring my Glock off the counter and I didn't shoot those motherfuckers, you know what I mean?
Sir!
In my mind, as I'm walking out, just get the fuck out, dude. Just go. Get out, go, run, now.
Well, I thought that it would blow over because, like, you know, in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, you know, yeah, I got caught, but nothing actually fucking happened. You know what I mean? So in my mind, I'm just like,
I think it's interesting that in his brain, nothing happened. Because this is also the conversation I have. And you have to compare it to real life. The reason I compare it to my own real life is like, this is someone's real life. This is someone's like relative, right? Yeah, they don't think that anything happened. They're like, well, nothing happened. The texting, the flirting, the sexting. And they're like, well, nothing happened. That's something. Something happened. This is what I'm saying. They think if they don't have sexual contact with the minors, nothing happened. And I'm saying something happened. Something happened. If you send a sex message to a teenager, something has happened. If you send a hello, if you slide into the DMs of a minor and you know they're a kid, that something has happened now. That's why people go, oh, did something happen though? Yes. And they don't count it. Now it doesn't count. Now I don't have to freak out about it because nothing really happened. Oh,
whatever. I really wasn't aware of how badly I fucked up.
Oh, his channel was terminated and he was banned from all social media platforms. Whoa. I never followed his channel like that, so I didn't, you know what I mean? But interesting.
So, probably like a few days later, the shit made the news.
Yeah, thank you, chat. That I'm a caseworker in social services, so I see it firsthand, and the impact is generations long. It's devastating. Exactly. Thank you for that. Exactly.
You know what I mean? It made, it was front page on Yahoo, on Google. Came to the conclusion, better call a fucking lawyer. Told him straight the fuck up,
better
man.
Call
Especially
Saul.
when, you know, when you're talking to a lawyer, you better not hide a motherfucking thing. And he's all like, well, obviously what you did was illegal. Give me some time to look into it. I got connections down at the police department. I'll look into it and I'll keep you updated. Like, okay, cool. 2 days, 3 days, 4, 5, 6, 7. I give him a call. I'm like, everything cool? What the fuck? Like, should I be worried? He's all like, he's like, oh no, man, just sit tight, man. Ain't nothing going on. He has a little computer to where, you know, he can see if, like, you know, you're under investigation or anything like that. Was never under investigation. Yeah, they looked into it, but because good old Alex Rosen, right? Because he decided to fuck up and botch this goddamn sting operation so badly.
Oh!
There's nothing that they could do.
See how he said in the beginning, I take accountability, I did do it, I shouldn't have done it, it was wrong. And then he's like excited that Alex fucked it up. That's what I'm saying. Like when I talk about accountability for people, it means your life has to look different than it was before. And there's just no accountability here. There's no self-awareness. There's just excitement and celebration.
So as much as they want to write all this fucked up shit about me online and I should be in jail, prison, felon, I should be on the sex offenders list and all this bullshit. Guess what, bro? I'm a free man, bitch.
Oh, Trump hat 2028. Damn. Of course.
We're going to send these motherfuckers to hell, rightfully so, where they fucking rightfully belong.
Oh, I'm gonna get copyrighted for sure.
There's definitely a chance that he faces criminal prosecution. I think what he's
This is a real lawyer
doing now, by quite frankly doing this documentary, it's just a stupid fucking idea.
All right, what's up with you bitch ass motherfuckers and throwing out?
EDP admits to over 16 criminal acts in this documentary. Honestly, maybe that's why they did it. To get him. You know, maybe this is the reason he ends up getting in trouble. Because before this documentary, he was a free man. Maybe this is what does it. Maybe that's the good part of this documentary.
Okay, so the first picture is his erect penis, and then the second one looks like he has ejaculated. So that will get you into trouble. He's well within the statute of limitations. Just on that alone, he could be prosecuted.
So why
Hi,
has
my name is Mike
he not
Klum.
been
I was calling to
prosecuted?
speak with the Kern County District Attorney.
Declined to comment.
Okay, if Miss Zimmer is not available, is there anyone else that could speak to why EDP has not been prosecuted? Maybe like the sheriff?
Declined to comment.
This 32-year-old guy
Oh, here it
Sunday
is.
afternoon chilling with a 13-year-old girl.
The man himself. The OG.
Why don't you have a seat right over there? Fine, have a seat.
Oh, no. Chat said, so we need a whole documentary to believe a girl? Oh, no. I want you to know men hate EDP. All my brothers, all my Trump voting brothers hate EDP. They think he's disgusting and a pedophile and a horrible person. Well, they literally defend the two brothers who did similar things. Well, they also vote for Trump. No, men hate EDP. They believe EDP because he admitted it. They don't need to even, the girl's not even a part of this story. Men just hate him. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the part that I think is so interesting about his specific case, which is why it was interesting when it came out. They just hate him. Him. She's an aftermath. She's like an afterthought.
Why did you show up that day? Why did you go to that location? What did you think was going to happen?
I showed up to that location that day, trying to obviously meet up with an underage girl. You know what I mean? And I guess he did.
Yeah, okay, Chet says they hate him because he's black, but I do think they hate him because he's fat. Probably because he's black as well, because white supremacy plays into this. But they do definitely hate him because he's fat. Because in their minds, fat, quote, ugly people are always disgusting perverts. That's why ugly laws and discrimination, like we need to talk about discrimination when it comes to ugly laws. Fat phobia plays into this idea that pretty privilege is why it works. Sorry, I'm muddling my words. But the reason people think pretty people aren't bad and ugly people are bad, it plays into people's hate for EDP. He looks what they think a predator looks like. Okay? And so I do think this plays really super into this, right? So there's definitely a lot of intersections at play, but he that's why, like, Andrew Tate defies this idea. I remember when Kobe was accused, and I remember my brother, just a long time ago, obviously, when I came out, and I remember my brother was like, well, he's rich and famous. Why would he need to rape people? And I was like, that's a great question. Fun fact, rape is not about sex. It is about power. So even though he could have sex with anybody, even though that would be cheating on his wife, he is not less likely to assault somebody. Also, he started dating his wife when she was in high school. So like, you know what I mean? Like all these men are perverts. Like men are just perverts. But also Trump grabbed him by the pussy and people still voted for him. Right? Like Trump literally was found liable. He was hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein. Like it doesn't matter, but if you're rich enough, fit enough, famous enough, popular enough, you can get away with it. Or in this case, if the guy just fucks up with prosecuting you and, you know, but then the issue I have with all of this though is this doesn't do anything for moving the world forward in terms of protecting victims. Like none of this is really about that. This is about entertainment. This is about hating EDP. This is about feeling superior to him. So many of these streamers made hundreds of thousands of dollars covering this story. A lot of people made a lot of money covering these videos. And I think ultimately that's what this is about. Because after the math, like after the fact, like you guys said with Alex, they still support like Chud the Builder as an example, or Trump. So like how much of an anti-pedophile can you be? Or an anti-predator can you be?
Say, trying to have sex. I don't know. I mean, whatever.
You trying to have sex with a 13-year-old girl?
For the most part, yep. People have a tendency of doing this, I feel like, because they enjoy the innocence and having control of somebody, you know?
Sounds like that's what you wanted to do.
Right.
Nobody your age you could have hung out with.
No.
No women your age you could date. You had to pick on a 13-year-old girl.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh my God, babe, it's a playful spank, you say. When I spank you, it's supposed to be sexy, LOL. If anything, I just bend you over and kiss your ass. Yes, well, maybe, but only if you're a good girl. What are you trying to do here with this?
What do you think I'm trying to do?
Well, it sounds like you're trying to sexually assault a 13-year-old girl.
If that's what it looks like, I guess that's what it is, man. I mean...
Handcuff you. Throw you in the back of my car and bring you back to my dungeon, LOL. You talk about climbing through a window.
Mm-hmm.
You're so hot and cute and even had me jerking off. Were you masturbating when you were talking to her?
Mm-hmm.
You sent her pictures?
Yeah.
You sent her pictures of your penis?
Yeah.
It's wrong.
Right, I know.
It's illegal. Had Alex Rosen not botched this, you might be in prison right now.
Thank God he didn't.
Which is funny because Chris Hansen was accused of botching Onision for the same reason. That's why everyone turned on Chris Hansen. Because Chris Hansen was beloved and then he fucked up the Onision thing almost the same way that Alex did with EDP, and that's why everyone turned on Chris Hansen. They felt like he was responsible for trying to get ahead of the police.
Well, you could look at it two ways. Maybe prison is where you belong because of this.
If it was where I belong, I'd be in shackles right now, so.
But I have to tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
Had this been me doing an investigation, your EDP 445 ass would be in prison now.
Okay, see how this is theatric? Because we actually know that's not true because we know Chris Hansen's story. And for transparency's sake, I've actually been interviewed by Chris Hansen, which I don't like talking about because it's in relation to a stalker that harassed me and I had to go to court for it. But I will say it was very cathartic to have my story told. But just for transparency's sake, I have technically been interviewed by him. I just don't talk about it because that era of my life is over. And as long as I never talk about it again, I can't get taken to court because it got thrown out. I won my court case. I don't have to talk about it. Okay. But anyways.
EDP is clearly in trouble here. What he did was wrong and under a different set of circumstances against the law. The fact that the decoy posing as Sophie sent the first message would make the case virtually unprosecutable in my world, in the world of law enforcement. The adult always has to make the first approach. Otherwise, you jeopardize the case.
Caroline.
And again, it probably was something that for Alex Rosen created a lot of views and clicks and made some news in different pockets of the internet. But the case isn't prosecutable. And at the end of the day, it looks amateurish and sloppy.
Mm-hmm. But what accountability can you take in the fact that EDP is free today?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I myself could have done a better job of saying, you know, instead of trying to just like, you know, stand my ground, be bullish, standoffish, infinitely more stuff that I could have done to try to make him, you know, to at least put in more effort into hoping that he gets arrested. But, you know, I can confidently say that Predator Poacher has been responsible for getting like infinitely sicker people in EDP off the streets, and EDP played a part in teaching us that lesson on how to do that.
My thoughts on Alex Rosen is I feel like he's a piece of shit. I feel like he should burn in hell and go fucking die, if I'm being completely honest with you. You're some fucking redneck fucking some fat ass overweight bitch plastering shit on the internet and fucking with people's livelihoods.
Okay, these B-rolls of fat people with food on their bellies is extremely fucking fatphobic and unnecessary. Okay? Lots of people drop food on their shirt while they eat. That's just the imagery of fat phobia, and this is super triggering. Like, I don't like it.
But you know what though, Mike? It's perfectly fine. It's great because everybody hates the pedophile, right? Okay, cool. So that's perfectly fine. So just, you know, fuck the fact that you're ruining my goddamn life, right?
Oh, brother.
Good, fucking one.
It's like a loser fighting a loser. We're watching a loser fight a loser. These are a bunch of... This is why women say they hate men. These men in this system, this whole thing, okay? Take me back to Boaz Island, no men allowed, okay? Except for the gender fluid ones, okay? Like, what are we talking about?
This world is fucked up, man.
What are you gonna do the next time you text a 13-year-old girl or a 14-year-old girl?
There won't be a next time.
There won't be a next time?
There won't be a next time.
That's hard for me to believe. I think...
My name is Kayla Hoskins, and in June 2023, I
I'm heartbroken for her.
received an Instagram DM from EDP445, otherwise known as Bryant.
Is this the real her, or is this still an actress?
I first replied to EDP because I always reply to anyone who messages me. And I didn't know who he was, but I freaked out because he told me he was suicidal. And sooner rather than later, he started sending very flirtatious messages.
It's really her. This is really her. Wow.
Since the day you messaged me, I've been dreaming about sliding my cock deep inside that fresh pussy. Just fucking away your innocence, showing you how a real man does it, pinning you against the bed and taking your virginity.
A while later, Jadion added EDP into his Discord, filled with kids, for a Q&A. And then when I told people like in the server that EDP texted me, Jadion quickly knew about it because his manager told him.
Well, my government name is DeMarcus Cousins III.
Don't even get me started on with Jadion lore, okay? Shame.
But everybody on the internet knows me as Jadion. Yeah, this was like right when I saw the information, I was like, you know what? This is gonna be it, and I want to make sure that I don't screw it up. So I hit up Skeet because he knows, and he's actually gotten people prosecuted before.
My name is Skeeter Jean, also known as Skeet Hansen. I am a professional Chris Hansen impersonator on YouTube.
And I continued messaging him because it was very like encouraged for me to keep doing it. I didn't really want to, but I didn't want to disappoint anybody.
The way that ass looks in those leggings, I need you on top of me now. I've always wanted to be with a little...
Why do I feel like all these men peaked in high school? All of them, every single one. Every single one I've seen so far on my screen, every single one, may I never be in the same room as any of you. These are the most peaked in high school people I've ever seen in my life.
Because he sent me videos saying that he was gonna shoot me and kill me if I ever said anything.
See, Taylor, don't mean to scare you, but now I have to fucking shoot your ass. I have to critically injure you and possibly put you in the fucking hospital. If not worse. Not only that, I have to kill everybody.
It was uncomfortable. Like there was days where I didn't even like want to leave my bed. And he was trying to fly me out to Vegas on my 16th birthday to give me, quote, birthday dick.
Jesus. Chet says, trust me, Britt, they never peaked. Honestly, they never peaked. I agree.
Well, I sent her a video of myself fucking masturbating, you know what I mean?
I am, yeah, seriously, Chet says, I sincerely hope Kayla gets some serious therapy after this. We wish Kayla the best. We are 100% supportive of her and all the victims and none of these men.
Well, I mean, the fact that she fucking asked for the fucking shit.
When EDP sent me photos that were very explicit of him, I felt very uncomfortable, but I didn't really know what to do because I felt like it was encouraged by everybody. And yeah.
She's all like, hey, would you like to see a picture of my tits? Sure, why not? What the fuck? Like, why the fuck are you even asking me that fucking shit? Sure, why not? So I did play a part in it, okay? I'm looking like, sure, why not? You know? Yeah. The reason I let her send me those pictures is because I was horny as fucking beating my shit at the time. I ain't gonna lie, bro. She has a... Never mind. Say that. Go ahead.
You are starting to say.
Fine. Kayla got a motherfucking figure on her, okay? Like, let's be fucking honest here, okay? And, like, you know, she's over here, like, you know, trying to turn me on, you know, all this extra shit, you know what I mean? Titty pics, you know, saying how she's gonna fucking suck me off when we fucking meet, calling me daddy and all this bullshit. Because in the moment, bro, you don't fucking care. You really don't.
Sending illicit content to a minor is a 3-class felony.
You know what I mean? You don't give a fuck about the consequences. You don't care about the rules. You know, and anybody that say that they do, they're fucking stupid. You know what I mean? They're lying to you.
Wait. You said Kayla is still 15? She's not 15 today. It's 2026 and this happened in 2021, right? What is she? How old is she now? How old is she now? Because wait, she was 13 in 2021, right?
At that point in time, all rules are out the fucking window. You know what I mean? You don't give a fuck how old she is. You just trying to get your fucking nut in. You know, and after you know.
Okay, she's 18 now. Okay.
Fucking cream all over the goddamn floor.
Ugh.
Then you're like.
Yeah, Chet said, why is he trying to be against pedophilia? That's what I'm saying. Watch, he's going to play with your brain. I saw a clip from this. Okay, they're going to use the same thing the debate bros use. That's what I'm saying, guys. All of these men are disgusting. It doesn't just start with, like, it starts with misogyny, but it starts with blurring lines. That's why I say, like, be very careful of all these men, even the leftist men on YouTube, even the liberal men on YouTube who debate Trumpers. This is why they're caught with CSAM on their computers. That's why they're caught sexting minors, because they don't have these ethical boundaries, okay? That's why they will create a career like Destiny did, debating why, you know, flirting with teenagers was disgusting, only to be found out that he was flirting with a teenager, that he married a teenager, that he absolutely targets teenagers. So again, when we have these conversations, just be aware that a lot of these men will make careers on the internet debating, like, what is actually pedophilia? Oh, like, pedophilia is actually prepubescent children, instead of actually focusing on the power advantages or dynamics, the taking advantage of people, like the actual ethics of the situation, which is why EDP gets to tell himself he's not a pedophile because the girls weren't prepubescent. That's what his brain is telling him.
Oh shit, I fucked up bad. You know what I mean? Like, that's where, you know, it all comes into play. You know, what you just did was wrong, you know?
So I was like, okay, Skeet, how do we do this? And we just game planned it out, and we called multiple different law enforcement in her area, trying to set up like a sting operation, and he backed out, you know? He got cold feet. He didn't want to meet her, you know? He was just, you know, being EDP.
I was hoping to get a sting operation, but they kind of didn't want to do that because Jadion hired a private investigator that found EDP's apartment, his work, and his dialysis center. So on my birthday, they went to confront him.
After we realized that he wasn't going to drive to actually meet up with the girl, we set something up, and
I'm sorry.
After we realized that he wasn't going to drive to actually meet.
Is Jidion's shirt say professional raw dogger in a documentary about rape and assault, or in a documentary about pedophilia? Sir,
meet up with the girl.
Men are
We
so
set something
unserious.
up in Las Vegas, Nevada, to try to confront him about what he had been doing online, messaging this girl.
This is what I'm saying. Our rapes, assault, and molestations are jokes to them. Our women's pain is a joke to them. Boys' pain is a joke to them. Victims of all gender, their sexual assaults are a joke to fucking grown-ups. This is why grown-ups who say, come to us, if you have a problem, come to us. And the idea, I just saw TikTok about this, the idea that we put it on children to come to us instead of adults to make the observation also plays a role in this. Oh, why didn't you tell us this happened? Hello? And that's why I say, guys, be careful too. When you say things like, oh, I would kill a pedophile if I saw one. Well, what if grandpa's the pedophile? then the kid's definitely never going to tell you because they don't want their grandpa to die. Be careful how you talk around about these things to your kids. This is why I say be very careful. People don't want to ever get help for the problems they're having or the decisions they've made or the behavior they've done because we live in a punishment society. I'm saying punishment never works, not even for pedophiles. Okay, so be very careful about how you talk about these things so victims do have a space to come forward, so victims can talk to you, right?
Honda SUV? That looks like him. That's a Honda, bro. Oh my god, dear Lord, it's EDP. It's EDP in the flesh. I love you, bro.
And as I'm walking into the dialysis center, these motherfuckers pop out the goddamn van.
Okay, I'm gonna have to block you. This person said, teach your kids to kill pedophiles. You're not being serious, right? We're talking about 5 and 6 year olds. You want the 5 and 6 year old to kill the 500-pound man? You know what I mean? We're talking about 7-year-olds. We're talking about children in schools. We're talking about people's teachers, their fathers, their grandparents. Like, we're talking about their doctors. Like, you're not serious. You know what I mean? So you're blocked.
Right then and there, I was like, give me Kayla's address because I'm about to hop in this car and I'm about
Again, chat, you're saying punishment causes shame and embarrassment, which is exactly what they need. No, you're doing it to feel your own fuel. They feel it. They're living in it. It's not helping the victims. You don't help the victims by shaming their predators, by shaming the people who hurt them. If you center the victim's pain and justice for the victim, then you don't see how you're still centering the predator. See how in your own sense of justice, you're not talking about the victim. You're just talking about what you're going to do to the predator. How does this help the victim? How does it help the victim? This whole documentary so far, it's centering the predator and not the victim. Notice that this whole thing is about him. So once again, the center of the story is the predator, which is why it looks cool to people, which is why people will continue not to call out their friends. You know, Elliot Singh just made a video about this. Everybody hates Epstein, but nobody wants to call out their friends. Exactly.
to go blow this bitch's brains out.
Texting me right now, so he told me fuck you, bitch.
I don't give a fuck if you're a minor. I don't give a fuck. Oh, well, you know, she's just a girl. You can't be doing that shit. Bitch, you gotta die.
He cussed me out. He told me to, I believe, he told me to kiss his ass.
2 years ago, you were called kiss my ass. And
The whole meetup was underwhelming, you know? Like, he just went inside.
Brian, it's disappointing.
He said 2 words and then he...
Oh, it wasn't entertaining enough for you? Oh, you weren't entertained, Gideon, that you met the pedophile? You see that? Oh, meeting the pedophile was very underwhelming. How does this help the victim? How does this center the victim?
Walked right in.
Basically, what's going through my mind, don't say a fucking word.
Oh, they didn't get a clip. Oh, Gideon didn't get his viral clip.
We really do just want to have just a civil conversation.
They ain't got shit on you. As long as you don't say a word, you good to go.
Brian, no. Bryant. Don't be like this, Brian. I just have a few questions.
Okay, again, chatter, you said some victims want their offender killed, humiliated, and punished. When we say center the victim, we're also saying make sure you do not cause more grief to the victim. Even though the victim feels like that's what they need, it's not going to liberate them from their assault or their rape or the pain that they felt. You know, we know punishment doesn't work. You know what punishment is? It's a tool of white supremacy. That is absolutely a tool of patriarchy and white supremacy. So if you would like to punish people, say it with your full chest that you support patriarchy and white supremacy. Why do you think the prison systems are the way they are? Because they're punishing you. Punishing you for the body you're in, for the neighborhood you were raised in, for the crime you committed as a teenager. They're going to punish you so you can feel the shame of committing a crime. And then we wonder why marginalized people are in prison systems and they're being tortured behind cages and they're being picked up off the street by ICE because they're punishing you. And you say, but I don't deserve it. I don't deserve it. It doesn't matter. Once you have a society that decides people deserve punishment, now they get to pick and choose who deserves to be punished. And you're saying, oh, but I'm the good one. I want the bad people punished. Okay. So you're saying we're going to trust each other to punish instead of to give people resources, instead of to make sure that we're raising better kids with better school systems. Again, You say that you are anti-white supremacy, but you haven't deconstructed your punishment programming. Because that's where that's from. And that's why they justify genocide in Palestine, is why they justify any ICE members picking up people, because they say you deserve it, you broke the law. You deserve to be punished, you didn't follow the rules. You deserve to be punished, you didn't make the right political decision. You deserve to be punished. It all comes from the same framework.
It's an embarrassing clown show. He says the same thing over and over again. The way this investigation, it's not really an investigation, but the way this was conducted makes it unprosecutable. And you've got Skeeter, or Skeet, or whatever his name is, who's clowning around, taking my lines, I suppose, and murdering them with a guy in a cupcake outfit. There's no serious attitude here. It's a clown show. And it resulted in nothing.
I think there possibly maybe could have been different results in this case if me and Gideon did not confront EDP or take the situation into our hands at all. That's a hard maybe though, and that way obviously there's no content there, so it's like,
It said, Skeeters is now YouTube's most viewed predator catching channel. I hate all this content. I think honestly it shouldn't be allowed. Take it down.
I don't know Skeeter Gene. He reached out to me some time ago to collaborate, and it's not something I would ever do.
Why not?
Because I don't need to. I mean, I don't need to create a clown show with somebody who is merely seeking to get fame and clicks and views on YouTube. I have my own team, my own way of doing things, and it produces justice. The rest of these clowns, they're out there goofing around.
Yeah, it did definitely change my opinion on him a bit because,
Chatter, respectfully, you said Skeeter and Gideon are the only good ones. Again, it's always you. How do you watch my content so much and you have the weirdest opinions? You want to punish people? You're supporting the worst two people on the internet. Like, I know you don't know stuff because you admitted it in chat. You said, I don't know much about Gideon. My brother in Christ. You gotta observe more. You gotta meditate. Like, they're not good people. Like, Gideon especially has been exposed time and time again. I don't know what part of your political liberation or philosophical liberation politic plays into supporting Gideon. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't get what you're doing. Okay? And so again, like, I want you just to recognize when we talk about systems of oppression, when we talk about people playing into capitalism and white supremacy and all these things, like, this is what I'm saying. How easy it is for you to be in my chat out of all chats and to say something like Gideon's one of the good ones. Gideon is one of the good ones when you just saw him not do the most important thing, which was to protect the minors in his community. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? It's so amazing to me how, like, humans work, but it is what it is.
I think he was a bit hypocritical with a statement that he made. He said that I was just doing this for clicks, views, and ad revenue, basically. I mean, are you telling me that P's not doing it for the same reasons? I would really like to ask Chris Hansen that.
And by the way, the kill pedophile campaigns will end up scooping up LGBT people. That's why conservatives have always said gay people are pedophiles. So when you guys decide to kill all pedophiles, they're going to kill us first, even though we've never ever done anything. Because they didn't kill Trump. They didn't kill Epstein. They didn't kill any of these other pedophiles. They voted for them time and time again. They're church pastors. They're priests. They didn't kill anybody there. No, they're going to kill us. They're going to kill minorities. They're going to kill marginalized people when we didn't do fucking shit. But that's who they're going to take it out on. Okay?
If he weren't being paid for his work, would he still do it?
Chris Hansen's True Blue streams his latest content for $4.99 a month.
If it was legal, would you have had sex with Kayla Hastings?
If it was legal, I would have fucking turned that ass out. I would have fucking ate her ass out, my nigga, and made a funnel cake about her shit. You know what I mean?
Ugh. He was never charged with any wrongdoing.
I feel like I was a victim of EDP.
100%.
But I think I was mainly a victim. This is gonna sound crazy, but mainly a victim of Gideon.
Oh shit.
I feel like for a long time I was his like little puppet.
In what way were you his puppet?
Absolutely.
I feel like I was his puppet because I was just like kind of doing the things he demanded me to do.
Damn.
I feel like I am a victim of Gideon.
Gideon denies the allegations. Not Gideon guilty.
Because he encouraged me to keep talking to a pedophile.
Every
Guilty.
single time we would talk to her, I would ask her if she's okay.
Are you sure you're good? Like, I want to make sure you're okay, because I know, like, this could be really, really... Are you sure you're good?
She was like, no, I'm okay, I'm okay. I want to get him arrested. I want to get him arrested.
I told Jadion every single time that EDP would send me dick pics, but he would never tell me to like block him or anything.
I want you to block him on your phone, right?
But we would tell her, if you're going to keep on talking to him, don't talk sexual, and please don't send any explicit photos.
No, I did not send EDP any pictures of
EDP claims he received multiple nude photographs from
me that were
Kayla.
nude. What did happen when he asked me for them was that Jadion got like a lookalike of me, and I kind of photoshopped her face into Google pictures.
See? How is this centering the victim? Gideon's disgusting. Disgusting that he took a victim and said, let me even put you in this position instead of calling the cops, getting the authorities involved, getting the system involved. Not that we trust the system, but you know what it is. You know what I mean? I'm going to trust the system over a random YouTuber, at least in this context. Like, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, a victim comes to you and then you're like, I got it. You know what we're going to do? And by the way, did she get any of that ad revenue from any of Gideon's videos? These people are millionaires. Millionaires.
And she told me something about like her like looking up like something in photoshopping, and I was like, okay, no, like do not do that. To my knowledge, I never knew that she actually sent it.
Oh, do you maybe think because she's like a kid, bro? Do you maybe think she's thinking with kid brain and you're the adult in the situation and she doesn't have any guidance and you're shocked that a kid is doing kid things? That's what I'm saying, guys. They're kids. They're literally kids. And then these grown men are in this situation making it worse because they're not processing. You're talking to a child.
Anything, because I never seen any images of that, but she sent something explicit.
Yeah, Kayla Hoskins actually sent me a picture of her tit. You know, she didn't Photoshop a goddamn thing. She literally sent me fucking nudes of her fucking tits. I feel like she's a fucking scam artist. I feel like she's a bitch.
And the girl is the scam artist. The victim is the scam artist. See, she's the liar. All these men are making her stand out to be the liar. Gideon's like, I didn't know. She's doing it on her own. Men are useless.
I feel like she's very stuck up. She's very conniving.
So I'd like to let the viewers know that I don't know what they're gonna say, but don't believe it. Because I have proof. I'm just too scared to show the proof because Jadion has a big audience and I don't want them to attack me. But I could show some of the proof.
They will too. They'll drag her. Okay, other claims. Gideon is a scam artist. I mean, that's known. Gideon is being controlled by the Illuminati. Okay, girl, slow down. Gideon is friends with multiple pedophiles. Probably. EDP is under investigation by the Department of Justice. Oh. EDP has a computer full of CSAM. Definitely. 100%. EDP owns illegal firearms. I mean, definitely. EDP has been victimizing other teens for over a year. I mean, obviously. Gideon lied to Kayla's mom about the use of the decoy. I believe that. So her parents were involved. EDP is being investigated for drug crimes. EDP is currently victimizing another minor. Definitely, probably, right?
To boost her music career and such.
Oh, what? Okay, I can't read and listen at the same time. Hold on.
Maybe she's sort of using the whole situation as leverage to boost her music career and such. So, you know, again, while she's technically, she's a victim, I think she...
Gideon hates Jake Paul. I mean, don't we all? Gideon quit YouTube because of the EP situation. Gideon uses Christianity to cover his tracks. Believe that. Okay. Is this EDP's voice I'm hearing?
He's kind of using the whole situation as...
No, it's Skeeter! It was Skeeter's voice? I thought it was EDP accusing her of doing it to boost her music career? The pedophile hunter is accusing one of the victims of utilizing this... What?
The whole maybe she's sort of using the whole situation as leverage to boost her music career and such. So, you know, again, while she's technically, she's a victim, I think she's kind of using the whole situation as leverage to gain followers a little bit.
Now, me personally, am I an opportunist?
That is crazy. That is just absolutely insane. Guys, it doesn't matter who she is or what she's doing. She was victimized by EDP. Victims don't have to be perfect to be victims.
Yes, I am. But I don't think there's any...
A little bit.
Now, me personally, am I an opportunist? Yes, I am. But I don't...
Girl doesn't even know what that means.
think there's anything wrong with that, as long as you're not harming anybody. And I don't think...
See, she doesn't know what opportunist means. Opportunist requires you to hurt people because you're an opportunist. She doesn't even know what it means. She's using words that doesn't follow. You know what I'm saying? She's like, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody. But that's not what an opportunist... Okay.
I was harming anybody. And especially when you're my age, if you're 16, people are going to think that you're young and dumb. So you kind of have to be an.
You are young and dumb. That's why you need to be protected. You don't even know what words mean. Like, you know what I mean? That's why I'm saying these men took advantage of her. They took advantage of her.
Opportunities. You have to make your own opportunities. You cannot be waiting for them. But this entire situation was not that at all.
Kayla is now 18.
Another crime. You got caught, but yet got lucky again.
Yeah, it's a crime. Got lucky again. Me personally, I feel like the reason why they didn't do anything is because.
Look, I know a lot of victims think to themselves, this is a Diane arc in BoJack Horseman, which I reviewed for members. All 6 seasons. Diane felt like, what was the point of all of her suffering if it didn't get her a book deal or if she didn't get popular? That's very common. I used to think that too. I used to think as a traumatized queer kid, what was the point of it if I didn't go viral? And so in my very younger years, I was like trying to go viral and trying to like at least find success in being gay. And then it never happened for me. And I had to actually do the work and go to therapy. And I was like, oh shit. And then now I have a successful YouTube career. But this is why I'm saying about victims. They really think like my pain has to be for something. If I'm going to suffer through this much pain, then I might as well become rich or go viral. And this is why a lot of really famous people are super fucked up. Because, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so I think that's really important to focus on. Okay, right? Okay, here we go. Let's go back.
I feel like, you know, God sees all, right? He sees my.
When pedophiles talk about God, they would though, because you know all these religious patriarchal religions all got lore about minor girls. Mother Mary, 14.
He sees my mistakes. Obviously, I've been punished by him. Others have been punished by him and stuff. I feel like he saw Kayla and Gideon's master plan, and so therefore he intervened.
You said, Chad said Gideon had a mission of catching EDP and did not send her the victim or provide her therapy. I'll remind you, Gideon is now 25. He's also a kid. For God's sake, people are imperfect and make mistakes. Hey, I feel like you're projecting a lot of your own insecurities because you're struggling in your own life onto Gideon. You have to remember he's not your friend and he doesn't know you and he doesn't care about you. The question is, what are your ethics? Because we all struggle, we all make mistakes, but I don't have a story about engaging with a minor victim over sexual assault in which I used her for a YouTube video and for clout, and then got in a recent documentary where I talked shit about her and had association with people who talk shit about her. So I don't know about you, but I would not put my reputation on Gideon's. I don't know why you're fighting so hard for a man who does not know you. Think about it like that. Why are you fighting so hard for a stranger, bro? Fuck him. Fuck Gideon. He's not your friend. Fuck him. You don't owe allegiance to this man. Okay? Whatever, you know, you see in him, I love that for you. But like, you know what I'm saying? Come on.
Saved my ass once the fuck again. You know what I mean? And I'm beyond grateful for that, you know?
So, God saved you from going to jail?
Yes. God saved me from going to jail.
He said the reason he didn't go to jail the second time is because God was watching over him.
What do you think about that?
That was no God watching over him, bro. That's Satan.
Oh yeah, okay, Peter. The devil walketh around about as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour.
I need that water, bro. Yeah, sorry.
And yes, guys, I can have compassion for people in their early 20s, right? I can have compassion for people who are still growing, but your position of power matters. And in that position of power where he was, Gideon should know better. He should have better people around him. And it doesn't, that's what I'm saying. Like, when I confront people in my family, they'll be like, yeah, but they were traumatized. I know, but you still hurt somebody. I know you're young. I know you have your own problems, but you have, that's why I'm saying accountability is so hard. Gideon has to take accountability. He didn't do that yet. Okay. So he has to. And then, you know, this little girl, though, she has no accountability to take. She didn't do anything wrong. There's nothing to be accountable for. You know, that's what I'm saying. So yes, I can have empathy. 25 to me is a kid. And at the same time, you still have to apologize for what you did. You still have to make amends. All of us, kids also have to make amends. Girlies, children also need to be held accountable. It's just within context for their age and where they're at, but there still needs to be accountability. Okay? So again, even if you're drunk and you drive drunk and you kill somebody, you need to be held accountable. I don't think you should be punished because I don't think anybody should be punished for anything, but you need to be accountable even if you didn't even know you were there. Like, you know, I deeply think, like, I have a lot of empathy for people who are addicted, for people who are struggling, for my own friend who was in psychosis. Like, I always tell them, like, the things you did under psychosis, you have to apologize for the way you hurt people, but also, like, we understand you were in psychosis. So, like, it's okay, but it wouldn't be okay if they didn't apologize, because even though they didn't consciously do it, their body still caused damage. Do you know what I'm saying? Your vessel, the thing that represents you, it caused damage. So now there has to be some sort of amend. There has to be some sort of an apology, an effort to say, an acknowledgement that I did something wrong, a real deep acknowledgement. But accountability is hard because people want to punish. Because we have a punishment culture, any admittance of an apology is like saying, now people can kill me at the guillotine. And I'm saying no guillotines, just accountability. Okay? So again, I am deeply empathetic. I think people are really stupid. I think people make mistakes. And yet, even when we make mistakes, we have to be held accountable. Okay?
How are things with your health?
How are things with my health? Well, in 2022, I was working security at a dispensary, and I started itching uncontrollably. I was starting to, like, you know, spit up black shit. When I went to go fucking beat my shit, red fucking cum was coming out of my fucking cock and shit, which I knew wasn't, you know, fucking healthy. You know what I mean? Like, you just never know. And I got diagnosed with end-stage kidney failure, which is like stage 5. If I were to miss a treatment, the chances of me dying would be about like maybe like 65 to 70%. So I can't miss a treatment ever. You know what I mean? So health issues have been a major issue.
To qualify for a transplant, he must lose 100 pounds.
I tell them all the time. They're
But
all
he's
like,
not he's not following the diet.
well, you know, your fluid intake is off the fucking charts. You need to start eating healthier, blah, blah, blah. And I'm looking like, listen, bitch, I'm over here fucking grinding this shit out with 2 jobs, working 20-hour fucking days. And I'd be lying to you if I told you, oh yeah, I'm about to go eat a beautiful ass Greek salad. Like, no, bitch, there ain't no fucking Greek salads out there.
Greek salad is good though.
It's like motherfuckers eating hot dogs and burgers and shit, you know what I mean? Because that's what's convenient for you, you know?
In order to stay alive, EDP must undergo dialysis with 4 hours twice a week.
And that's the thing that really just frustrates the fuck out of me sometimes, because they paint these unrealistic ass expectations on me, you know? Say for example, today is what, Friday? Mm-hmm. If I miss this appointment, I'll probably be dead by Monday. That's how bad it is. Oh, well, you're supposed to eat better. Motherfucker, I can't meal prep for 20 hours. I'm not even at fucking home most of the damn time. So it's like, am I supposed to sit in this fucking car and starve, nigga, for like, come on, bitch. It's fucking unrealistic as fuck, you know?
Man, this man can't do, he has no discipline. He's like Boogie. They're just like no introspection, no ability to do anything in their own favor. They're unhelpful to themselves and their communities. They're just like, they just can't do anything for the sake of themselves. They just fail upward. They fail upward. That's what Boogie is. That's what EDP is. They fail upward. It's weird. It's like a weird, it's so weird. But there you go.
I know this is kind of a reckless way to live life, but at the end of the day, I'm just like, you know what, nigga, fuck it. Whatever happens, happens. You know what I mean? I'm tired of like, one thing I'm not going to do, you feel me, is live my life in fear. You can't. Like, I can't. If I lived my life in fear, I wouldn't be making this fucking documentary. We wouldn't be making this documentary, you know what I mean? You know, and that's the issue. A lot of people...
The average life expectancy of stage 5 kidney failure patients is 5 years. Wow.
They expect you to live your life in fear, especially with everything that's going on and, you know, getting told this shit, you know.
He's been diagnosed 4 years?
Oh, how could you do it? How could you get caught again? You know, all that bullshit, right? And I knew right then and there, it's time.
Okay, guys, for those debating about Gideon being in his early 20s and accountability, he should be held accountable for a 21-year-old. You need to meet people where they are. But then we have to say that here's the myth that all of us are living, that there is a standard of expectation you should reach by the time you're 25. This is a myth. It doesn't exist. Just because you're 21 does not mean you know better. Just because you're 25 doesn't mean you're married and have kids and a white picket fence. But we believe that. We've been told in society, oh yeah, you should know this by 21. It's completely dependent on how you're raised. Oh, you should have a home by 25. completely dependent on the economy you're in. What he should be held accountable is for him, Gideon, the person. Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. We don't have a justice system that meets individuals where they are. We have a justice system that says, okay, everyone in this category, prison for 50 years. Everyone in this category, prison for 20 years. Everyone in this category, free. Okay, and I'm saying you have to meet people where they are, not Gideon, who's 21, or not 21 because he's 21, but Gideon, who's 21, or EDP, who's 30, right? Or anyone who's anyone. You have to meet people where they are with the circumstances they have. But accountability is accountability. It just looks different depending on the harm, right? Okay, so we have to think about these things, right? And again, when we have these conversations, okay, I just think like you have to remember all these men who claim they care about victims and they're trying to catch predators, they're not. They're lying to you and you're stupid for believing them. You're a fucking joke because you're the one being played. These men don't care about you. They just care about their fame. They do not care about victims. They just want the right to say he's part of a patriarchal religion. Gideon is a Christian. The epitome of pedophilia. Like, what are we talking about? Respectfully, non-respectfully. Okay, they do not care. They're more than happy to worship a God that impregnated a 14-year-old against her consent. Okay, they're more than happy to have these conversations. They're more than happy to like defend churches. They're more than happy to hang out with other men. They're more than happy to vote for Trump. They're more than happy. They're more than happy. They're more than happy. Okay, you're falling for the propaganda because for whatever reason, insert here. And I'm saying these men do not care about us. None of these men are good people.
Stop running from the
Whoops, hold on.
shit. It's time to start taking accountability, start owning up to it. Let's go to therapy and let's try to get help for the situation because obviously something isn't right.
What are your words? Is it right?
At that point in time, it's not right to have a sexual attraction to minors.
At that point, in October 2023, EDP started psychotherapy. His therapist agreed. His therapist agreed to give an anonymous interview.
I'm a marriage and family therapist. I work with adults, couples, and families. Bryant is my client, and I've been working with him individually.
Okay, first of all, Chad says, but if we're trying to make a society better, aren't these standards by age in a way important? Sure, but there's nuance here. If you're saying, what about disability, autism, ADHD? What about like, people coming from different backgrounds? Yes, as a collective, we should be trying to uplift all of our community, starting from the most who need help and lifting them up, right? There should be standards, but we can't agree on the standards because the world is diverse and full of 8 billion people. But I would like to start with children. Keep children safe. That's why you have to center all of society on kids. How do we keep kids safe? And that includes trans kids and gay kids and disabled kids and autistic kids and all the different variation of being a child, okay? Because we're not doing that. We center it on adults. All of our media, especially in the US, it's so centered on adults. How do adults feel? How do adults exist? That's why the trans conversation doesn't start with trans children. It starts with trans women, adults, 45-year-old women. And I'm saying, what about kids? This is all about children. We should be focusing on the kids then. But it's not about the kids. It's about ego and making money and selling TV shows and all of the other, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have people fighting their life for the men in this documentary instead of the child instead, while claiming they care about taking down predators. No, you don't care about protecting kids. Okay? And I'm saying the world is a reflection of us as a whole. And the world hasn't even started to really organize what expectations we should have for people to meet by certain ages. Ideally, sure, by 30 to 40, we'd have some variation of preparing to be elders in the community to help younger people grow. And at the same time, okay, everybody relax. The world's a mess.
Bryant, when Bryant came in, the first thing that we got through was just getting to know him. I needed to learn about his history. I needed to learn what he went through, his perspective on it. Whether people agree or disagree, he has his perspective on it, and it's my job to understand that perspective.
I go to therapy, first overall session. I tell my therapist, listen, I was involved in sexting and talking to underage minors. Obviously, I'm aware that this is wrong. This is a fucking crime. And
But how do you say it's wrong and then call her a bitch and say I would have fucked her? So you don't think it's wrong? Because then why are you saying if it was legal, I would have fucked her? But obviously I know it's wrong, but I would have fucked her. Literally, he's saying it's wrong, but I would have raped her. That's what he's really saying. Because it would have been rape.
Would like for you guys to help me.
So, we discussed what happened. We discussed his feelings about what happened, the shame, guilt associated with something like that. And then we dig into motivations. And once we've discovered motivations, we've dug into, okay, well, why are those motivations attractive to you? What is it about it? But he has been very honest with me about a reason, and we've connected it to something that he really needs to work on and explore. But I feel strongly that it's his job to say why to the world. Alrighty, so how are we feeling when it comes to accountability?
Okay, they allowed me to film one of their therapy sessions, which is insane.
I mean, it's the thing is like when particularly in whole sex and minors and all that bullshit, right? You in the back of your head, it's wrong. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like that sense of doubt where it's like, maybe this shit could be real. That's the part that ends up fucking you in the end, you know what I mean?
Real, do you mean you wanted more, did you want a relationship?
Yeah, basically, yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
it turned into something legitimate?
Yeah, like the whole... If you heard the way she was talking to me on the phone, you would be like, oh shit, finally has a girlfriend. Oh, wait, hold up.
She said finally has a girlfriend. So you were kind of feeling like, I might finally have something.
Right.
So what was it like to find out? I would say that none of us can predict the future. I would like to believe that he would not do it again. What I can say is that we are not suggesting that he quit therapy anytime soon.
As of the film's release, Bryant is no longer in therapy.
In a way, I'm kind of glad that this whole incident did happen because it got me to understand and to realize who my true friends are.
Oh, brother!
Friends are loyal, friends are kind, friends are
Almost all of EDP's friends blocked him.
always on your mind. When I'm with my friends, I'm feeling fine.
Name's Jimmy. Well, James, go by Jimmy. Been a friend of Bryant's since technically middle school, into high school, and into adulthood. Never a dull moment being friends with EDP. There's always some kind of funny shit going on. I mean, it's just one of the coolest cats I know.
I love my friends.
I would say EDP is completely innocent. Basically, he was just set up on some bullshit. I mean, we've all texted back to somebody we had no business texting back. EDP is not a pedophile. He's never been a pedophile. He doesn't look at children in that way, or young people in that way. I have 2 children. I would let both my children be around EDP.
Okay.
Even if they were alone.
My favorite way to play with kids is to joke around and tickle them. You know what I mean? Make them laugh. Give them fart bubbles, I guess. Well, they call it raspberries. It's like if you hold up the kid's stomach and if you like that, you know what I mean? Some of the things I like to do when playing with kids is I like to sidewalk slam them up on the couch, power slam them up on the couch. Hell, sometimes if I'm crazy as fuck enough, I'll jump off the goddamn wall unit and do a Shawn Michaels elbow drop on other motherfuckers. Yeah, I just enjoy wrestling with them and being goofy, you know? Have they started teaching you guys about the solar system? You're like, what the fuck is that, right? All 9 planets actually spin around the sun. To anybody who thinks that it's weird for me to play and like being around kids, you guys can lick my ass and suck my fucking balls. You guys can go fuck yourself, in other words. Sorry about that.
There was a disclaimer on the screen that said the parents were supervising, like people were aware. Nobody cares about kids, man. Nobody cares about children. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody centers kids. And by the way, this is why rad fans get into bioessentialism, because they start to really believe men are biologically wired to be pedophiles because of the way you guys defend them so fucking fast. And I'm trying so hard to fight bioessentialist argumentations, and then this shit fucking happens. And I'm saying this is why the world is so fucked up, because we can't even, with the easiest moral dilemma, come to the right consensus. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking kids is wrong, bro. It's wrong, period, the end. And the fact that like we can't even come to a consensus on that is crazy. But there you are. There's the world. This is what I'm saying. First date questions. What do you think about EDP? First date questions. What if we had a trans kid? First date questions. What do you think about men who are caught with minors? I'm serious. Watch the way these men defend it. Watch the way these people defend it. I'm serious. This is gross. All genders. EDP hates the entire YouTube community.
Bitches, hoe, tramp, slut, hermaphrodites, transvestites, you know what I mean? Basically, they would get their motherfucking ass beat. This is my certified bitch list. EDP certified bitch list. Let's get on into the first one. Penguin Zero. This motherfucker's a goddamn disgrace to fucking humankind. It looked like this motherfucking washed his ass. Alright, everybody. Go suck a dick, bitch. Next up, we got Keemstar. His content sucks ass, has no fucking talent, just a fucking lowlife. Oh, let's see here. The next fucking Mudahar. Get off my fucking nuts before I piss on your face on some R. Kelly shit, okay? Hassan Piker, your typical fucking liberal, far left, goddamn socialist. Next up, we got Asmongold. Look like you saw a fucking ghost. Matter of fact, fuck a ghost, nigga. What you need to see is a goddamn cleaning service, my nigga, to clean that dirty ass, junky ass motherfucking house, bro. Aiden Ross, typical bitch, Jufro, toss his motherfucking ass up in the goddamn ashtray, nigga, with the rest of his fucking ancestors. Fuck him. These hoes right the fuck here are the exact reason why this world is fucked and men disrespect the living shit out of fucking women. XQC. Bitch, speak the fuck up. I always thought this guy was a bitch. We got Destiny. Probably gets fucking pine cones and tubas rammed up his fucking ass. Oompaville. That's how I feel about him. Ethan Klein. I think his wife, his girlfriend, whoever the fuck it is, I think she's very beautiful. I think she could do way better than this motherfucking loser. Listen, man, you need to come on up over my house and I can give your ass some real good fucking dick instead of fucking with this punk ass nigga. And that wraps up my certified bitches of YouTube.
How would you describe your sex life?
Oh, my sex life is fucking great. Let me see.
I gotta change my content. I just knew all those people. I really should know who any. I know too many of. I know. You know what I mean? Maybe we should. That really made me want to. Fuck. Oof. That was. They all deserve each other. How about that?
I sit on this piece of couch right here. I whip my dick out, I jack off, and that's my sex life. As far as me actually fucking bitches, shit, I only had sex once in my life, and it felt like I was fucking a Brillo pad. My fucking dick is still surfing.
He said my sex life is great. I've only had sex one time.
That shit. Sex once in my life, and it felt like I was fucking a Brillo pad. My fucking dick is still surfing that shit. So the thing is like I've been
Wait, his hate for women increases every day?
looking for a girlfriend for almost 5 to 6 years. It's been a while. It's been a journey. I'm the type of person that I know what the hell that I want. I'm not going to sit back and, you know, settle for less or take fucking crumbs off the goddamn table. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, there's this chick, right? She bad as hell. She's cute. She loves you. She likes you. But she has 3 kids. Nah, I'm good, bro. Fuck that. I ain't even going to try to fucking deal with that fucking shit. I know that's a fucking nightmare. I more so like Facebook dating as opposed to other apps like fucking Bumble. I don't fuck with Grindr because I'm not fucking gay.
Well, okay.
I definitely think being gay is a fucking mental disorder.
EDP is definitely not gay, it says.
Nigga, there's something wrong with you. There's a few screws loose in your motherfucking.
Homophobes that are pedophiles, there's an intersection here. There's an intersection of pedophiles and homophobes. You know what I'm saying?
Head. I don't know why people are gay. I really fucking don't. You know, hey Mike, what you doing tonight? Nothing. All right, cool. You mind if I come over to your whole hotel room and eat your ass out? What type of fucking gay ass shit is that? No, fuck that. I ain't with that gay shit, my nigga. I'm straight as fuck. You feel me? Yeah, it's yeah, it's definitely a fucking mental disorder. You know. You know, this chick ain't the motherfucking. Oh yeah, fuck this, man. This is this ratchet ass bitch. Yeah, fuck all that. Look at the motherfucking duck lips, my nigga. Guess how many.
Leave her alone.
Kids she have.
That's really fucked up. Why'd they show her photo? That poor girl. She's just on a dating app, right? Why'd they show her photo? Leave her alone.
1, 2.
No, not even close.
3.
Not even close.
4.
Not even close.
5.
Not even close.
6.
You're almost there.
What is he talking about?
No.
8.
She has 8 fucking kids, bro.
So?
Single mom to 8 motherfucking kids.
What's wrong with 8 kids?
Yeah.
I thought you said you like to play with kids and shit.
Looking for a man who knows how to properly treat a lady. Bitch, you didn't properly treat your fucking uterus, my nigga. Because your pussy is gauged the fuck open, man. Oh, wow, dude. Yeah, so right now, I'm getting ready for work. A long ass fucking day, man. Had dialysis. I worked the night shifts. I've always been a night person. Man, where the fuck's my phone at, man? Get our ass up and go to fucking work, you know what I mean? Unlike you motherfuckers, actually have a fucking job, actually do shit with my life. Well, I mean, the thing is, dude, it's like I know where Alex Rosen lives. I have his address. I know exactly where he lives.
Yeah.
I could have easily just loaded up a rifle, came and just murdered that nigga in cold blood. Could have fucked him up. You know what I mean?
Would you?
No, because I don't want to go to fucking prison, but I mean, I had some thoughts of doing that shit.
What if you could get away with it?
Oh, of course. Of course. These job sites where I work at, man, I could easily kill somebody, bury him, and get away with it, dude. Like, ain't shit out there, you know what I mean? Just fucking strap this fucking suppressor on, put 2 in your fucking chest, my nigga, throw some dirt up over your ass, and go on about my fucking day.
Chat says he's just saying shit. There's a type of person. He's that type of person. He loves to hear himself talk. He just thinks he's so hard, bro. He's like, I would kill somebody. And I'm just like he thinks he's tough. Like it rescues his ego. Like there's a shattered little kid inside of him, you know? And that little kid is relying so hard on the speech, the monologue, you know, he could write a killer manifesto, you know? And it's devastating. From like one perspective, I'm so sad for the child that was EDP. And from another perspective, like the adult that is EDP, like, you know, not much going on right there. Like I said, not helpful to himself, not helpful to his community, you know? People struggle, guys. And when people struggle, often we're helpful to either. This is why I say when it comes to introspection, most people, even the most fucked up people, have times in their life when they are helpful to other people, even if not to themselves, or to themselves but not others. Like there's some balance in us because, you know, there's something there. But when you have a person who's neither, they're in a really dark place. Now, not everybody who's in that dark place is a bad person. Not everybody who's in that dark place is a pedophile. Not everybody who's in that dark place is a rapist. Some people who are in that dark place are just really going through it. You know, addiction or gambling or finances or something happened. You know, it's not always a terrible, terrible person. So we have to separate, because sometimes I think we moralize, like unhoused people as an example. We'll say, well, you're unhoused, it must be some moral issue. But that's not the case. And so I think sometimes we have to remember that a lot of the propaganda we're being fed is around learning how to subconsciously discriminate against whole groups of people because of one person telling their story. So remember that EDP represents EDP. Okay, he does not represent fat people, black people, men. He represents himself. I think what's more troubling than EDP existing is the circle around him, the conversations being had around him, his friend letting him hang out with the kids. And also, like, this is the problem that a lot of us struggle with our own families. Like, the last time I talked to my parents, I'm doing this open with boundaries thing with my parents. So if you guys are struggling with this yourselves. So I have 2 brothers who attempted to sex, text, or romance teenagers. And they were old, okay? And when I found out, I was like, absolutely not. So I talked to my parents and I said, we need to talk about this. It's very serious. And they said, and this is their logic, and I need you, I know you want to be empathetic to me in this moment. I'm not looking for empathy. I'm looking for you to accept that the world is like this. And then what are we going to do about it? Okay. My parents said to me, what do you want me to do? Not accept my kids? And I said, no, you can accept them, but you can also get them help. Like you can stop inviting them over like everything is normal and we can do intervention. And they were like, well, I don't understand. You know, I accept you for who you are and I still invite you to the house. I said, what did I do? And they were like, well, you know, your lifestyle and your relationship and you're an atheist and you're gay. And I was like, those are not the same thing. Like me being gay or an atheist has nothing to do with your sons hitting on children. And they were like, well, you know, I don't agree with your lifestyles. And I was like, I love you. I need you to process that your sons did something very wrong. Okay. And there's victims involved. And they go, well, how old are the victims? Right. And so again, it's this idea that the logic is the same logic that I see in a lot of these bubbles where it's like, well, but what happened? Was it just text messaging? Did anything happen? And then it becomes victim blaming. Well, what were the girls doing? Were they sexting back? Were they into them? Did they have a crush on them? Did they, women seduce men? It's a big thing, but it doesn't just come out of anywhere. It comes from patriarchy and religion. It comes from this idea that, our parents are victims too. You have to remember this. A lot of our parents are victims of sexual assault. They're victims of patriarchy. They're victims of domestic abuse. They have to also unlearn their own issues. Like we all have to unlearn it. So it's seeing our parents for who they are, victims on their own storyline, and then ourselves as well. Like how can we, that's why I say like, don't be angry for the world and feed your community. If you're angry at the world, you'll be a school shooter. If you're angry at the world, you'll seek punishment. Guys, that's what that means. When I say don't be angry at the world, you'll be a school shooter, I'm saying punishment. School shooters think you deserve to be punished. They have it in their head that they get to decide who lives and dies. That entitlement to deciding who lives or dies is a part of the problem. And everyone has a right to their life, right? So again, I think like our families who are dealing with this, right? The fact that my grandma was married at 10 years old, the fact that like people don't talk about it, the fact that my aunties were married at 16, like the fact that like our family has a history, I want us to be able to talk about it. But nobody wants to talk about it because they're like, Brittany, it's done. That's what I get told. Brittany, it's like you just want to bring stuff up. It's done. Everybody's old now. Everyone's gonna die. People are dead already. What does it matter? It matters because the kids matter. It matters because even though it's hard for the adults, it's going to impact the kids. It's going to impact the kids' kids. I'm thinking about the children. I know it hurts us. I know it's devastating. I know it's embarrassing. I know it's just heartbreaking. But the kids are listening to us and they're watching us and how we react to these adults, and they're making decisions based off of that. Okay, do you guys remember the age when you realized adults were kind of stupid? Do you remember how young you were? A 5-year-old somewhere right now is looking at you like, my aunt's a fucking idiot. Holy shit. My dad's a fucking loser. You are being judged to fucking hell by children. And honestly, we all fucking deserve it.
Yeah, so I mean, 8 grand, 7-8K up in the bank, about what, 25K in debt. So about what, like 16, 17.
Honestly, that's not that bad. I thought he was going to be like $300,000 in debt.
17K up in the hole. I'll pay you, bitch, when the fuck I can. That's the way I fucking see it, so fuck it.
So pretty much, shit, my big ass about to go hop up in the bed. You feel me? Let my titties hang out and call it a night.
Yeah, so I have dreams probably about maybe twice, sometimes even 3 times a week of me viciously killing people, viciously slaughtering people. I would cut motherfuckers' tongues out. I would fucking, I would put a hole up in the motherfucker's chest and I would throw that motherfucker in like a pit of fire. I had dreams about killing Gideon, killing Alex Colson, Cold Raven, whoever the fuck you want to mention, Skeeter G, John, whoever the fuck his name is. Shit, I had a goddamn dream of waterboarding fucking Kayla's ass and washing all the makeup off and shit. You know what I mean? That was my torture method of get all that shit off, and, maybe if I'm feeling generous, I might throw the bitch out the fucking window, you know what I mean? So when I'm looking for girls, I'm pretty much going to look for like a 3 or a 4. If I'm lucky, a fucking 5. Shit, I don't think I'm that goddamn lucky. So about like a 3, 4, you know what I mean? Yeah, people always say that shit like, oh, there's somebody out there for everybody.
Stop showing their photos. I'm really annoyed with the person who made this documentary. Why are you showing the girls' photos on a dating app? I get it, but like they don't need to be out here on this pedophile fucking dating or the documentary.
Okay, cool, bitch. Well, I'm waiting 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 fucking years. Like, keep putting yourself out there, you keep getting fucking denied. It's like, what the fuck, Some of my pictures, me rocking the 1960 throwback at dialysis, out here rocking the Oakleys and shit, looking clean as fuck, you know what I mean? Out of all my matches, the one that I'm most interested in is, she actually gave me her number. Her name is Sharon, she's 42.
What do you like about Sharon?
I love a girl that wears fucking glasses. Like whenever you have on glasses, like, motherfucker like that, like, captivates the fucking soul. She has that fucking look about her, like, here, let me show you. This is fucking gorgeous as shit. Like, I don't give a fuck what nobody says. You guys heard me shit.
You leave Sharon alone. Leave her alone. Leave her alone.
On all these motherfuckers, you know, people who I would kill, burn, torture, stab. I want to introduce you guys to the real fucking gangsters of the fucking internet, you know what I mean? First up, we got Andrew Tate. He likes to preach about men and women not being equal because they're...
It's just a poster board of pedophiles. It's literally a poster board of pedophiles.
Not fucking equal. Next up, we got my motherfucking main bitch, Donald fucking Trump. We got my man, Joe Rogan. This guy's a fucking beast, man. I love this bald-headed ass bitch, you know what I mean? We got Fresh and Fit. In his podcast, he's always shitting on fucking women. Yeah, it's fucking, I love that bitch. Andrew Tate's brother, so yeah, you already fucked. That's enough said. On to my motherfucking main nigga, Ben Shapiro. Listen to him, and you'll be great in life. Sneeko, guy is cool as fuck. Sneeko, if you're watching this shit, come on out to Vegas, man. I'll treat you to some fucking tacos. Next up, we got Pearl Davis. Love this hoe, because she shits on women, and she is a fucking woman, you know what I mean? These are the certified OGs of the internet, and I couldn't imagine a world without them. As you guys know, I've been single for a while. Dating apps, Facebook dating, Bumble. I would say Grindr, but I'm not fucking gay.
Man, you know Jordan Peterson's dead when nobody talks about him anymore. Guys, we gotta update our Jordan Peterson emoji. I think it's over. Nobody knows who I am anymore. I wasn't even mentioned. Where was my picture on the billboard of pedophiles? I fight for men. I'm gonna have to update. Jordan Peterson's dead. I can't even mimic, like, he's not literally dead, but he's dead on the internet. I gotta update. He didn't even have Jordan Peterson up there.
Hey, but you know, I don't fuck around like that, you know. But I've finally hit the jackpot, and I would like to introduce my beautiful girlfriend, Marissa.
Marissa! What are you doing there? Marissa! No! Marissa's 42. Marissa! Don't make me come to that house and drag you out.
You know, the thing I really love about Marissa the most is that she's always, she's very thoughtful. She's always thinking about me. She's always trying to make sure that I'm okay. And not to mention, she's also very funny.
My name is Marissa, and I am Brian's girlfriend. So Brian and I met on a dating site, and after having some conversation online, we decided to go out to dinner and just kind of meet that way. You know, we were able to just really hit it off. We compliment each other a great deal, and we just have a lot of great time together. He's a...
All right, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say the thing we're thinking. With peace and love, girls, you have to deconstruct fat phobia, because fat girls deserve love. And I just know this girl has internalized so much fat phobia that she really thinks she's so unlovable that she has to end up with a pedophile, because that's what this is. Like, let's be real. This whole documentary has been about fat phobia. Like, this is why it is so dangerous to be fat phobic. Because you push people in a direction and people think they're so unlovable. They settle for the worst people because they feel like that's how I'm going to get loved. I'm telling you right now. Okay, I've listened to so many fat girls. I've been talked to by so many fat girls. And I just know so many of them deeply struggle with being attractive and being wanted, that they're like Brittany, even non-fat girls. All my girlfriends who get into bad relationships with men, I'm like, what are you doing? And they're like, I just feel like no one's gonna love me. And I was like, I love you. Why can't our girlfriendships be more important? Like, hello, I love you. Like, choose your friendships over toxic men. And I know it's a thing we all go through, but like, I hate this. I hate this for her. And at the same time, look, women uphold patriarchy. Women defend predator husbands. Women are absolutely guilty and should be held accountable. And so at the end of the day, look, like, behind every evil man is a woman. And that's something we need to deconstruct. That is, as a mass, as a whole, look, the world is a reflection of us as a whole. Okay, it is. And so obviously the whole world is suffering, all genders included. If you are not in this group of people, you are truly, this is why we call you a marginalized minority, because we are truly living in a minority. Okay.
Genuine, great guy. He really is. He really has a huge heart. And it's a side that people don't get to know about him very often. And I was fortunate enough to have that opportunity. I was fortunate enough to be able to find the true person that he really was. And it's been an attraction of mine ever since.
Yeah, Chet says fat phobia reminds me of that one larger woman forced into polyamory. Oh, I can't tell you. Like, this is why you have to be in queer, deconstructed spaces, anti-fat phobic spaces, because cult leaders absolutely prey on it. Like, people prey. This is exactly what predators do. They prey on your vulnerabilities. They tell you, like, trust me. I can tell you how many women, and I get it, I've been there myself, where a guy tells you a story and you believe it because, oh my God, his childhood, which was really traumatic. But at some point, you can't become a grown man who hurts people because of your trauma. And if you are, we accept that. That's a fact. And also, that doesn't mean you can be dating people or hurting people because of it. So again, like, listen, I don't know how many stories I've told you, or sorry, not that I've told you, but or like people have told you, or that you've read in the news, that there are situations in which mothers are present and they know it's happening, where mothers remarry men. This is why some people don't think, like you should remarry while you have minor children at home. I don't think that's true. I don't think it's black and white. Okay. I think you can do that. But I do think there are men who specifically target single moms to get near their children. And that is also a thing you have to look out for. So, use discernment, right? Just because you're a mom with kids doesn't mean you can't remarry. Just because you're a dad with kids doesn't mean you can't remarry. And also, like, we have to separate the fact that, like, all of us have to deconstruct the need to be in a relationship to begin with. You're not defined by being in a relationship. Okay? You can be very happy as a single person. There's so much life to be had as a single person. Okay? But you're born single. You're brought into the world single. There's nothing wrong with going out single. Okay?
She's always there for me, and she's always trying to push me to get better. Sometimes when I don't see the potential in myself, she's always there seeing it. That's something that I really enjoy about her.
So how was the sex?
I think, how do I want to say that? It is something that definitely, it's a situation where...
It says Marissa refuses to have sex with EP. Good, I think. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on.
I've been with what's her face, Marissa, for almost a fucking year now, right?
Somebody give me a fucking cigarette.
I've been with what's her face, Marissa, for almost a fucking year now, right? Still ain't gotten shit. Ain't that a bitch? You know what I mean? Like, come on, nigga. You know what I mean? That's why, my God, she gets mad at me, right? My God, you're so gross. Why do you watch porn? Blah, blah, blah. Because you ain't giving it the fuck up. So I gotta watch porn. Matter of fact, I got a fucking pocket pussy coming shit in the mail. I'm gonna fuck the shit out that bad bitch tonight. Feel me? I might take it to work with me.
EDP is severely addicted to porn.
Like, whenever I'm bored, like, I'll just turn on, like, the porn sites and shit, and I just want to see a chick just getting the shit just fucking pounded out the bitch. You know what I mean? Just getting, like, turned the fuck out, you know what I mean? Fucking a bitch's innocent away, The porn addiction definitely affects my sexual performance. Definitely. And that's just keeping it honest with you, The shit's about to go down, nigga, we're about to have sex, alright, cool. My shit cannot get hard in front of no chick. I don't give a fuck how bad the bitch is. I love when bitches are milking their own tits. Like,
his poster behind him says no brokies, and then he has a weird fucking painting. It looks like Trump and Joe Rogan and Andrew Tate in suits. And then he has a calendar behind him that says discipline. Can I just tell you, truly the epitome of patriarchy plus capitalism was boys on the internet selling courses to pathetic men on the internet who needed therapy, but instead convinced them, if you give me $50 to $100 or $10,000 of your money, I'll make your life better. Also, here's women you can hate. I am absolutely gagged at how well it worked to sell stoicism to men who have never even read any of the philosophers who talk about stoicism. Marcus Aurelius, who? What? Meditations, what? Like, this is what I'm saying about how it, like, layered this bubble is. Like, Andrew Tate is one of the greatest scammers of all time. And who was his target audience? Men. How did he make it happen? Exploiting women. Great.
I'm not sure, well, more than likely, man, they just had a fucking kid, but they got, like, some big-ass tits, man. They're, like, milking the shit and spraying it all over the fucking screen and shit. I actually do fuck with lesbian porn sometimes.
No! You can't watch that. That's not for you.
Lesbian porn is some good shit. Now, when I say that, there's a difference between lesbian porn and gay porn. I'm not fucking with no fag shit. Yeah. Fuck all that. First
He's
off,
absolutely
I'm
not a
fucking faggot,
homosexual.
I'm not a homo. And, oh yeah, I'm gonna let a guy fuck me in the ass. He's really hot though. I don't give a shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm cool as fuck. Like, nah, nigga, I'm straight. I'm not attracted to dicks, bro. I'm just fucking not, man. I am like sexually fucking attracted to girls, bro, to women, my nigga.
Grindr is a gay app. It's a app for gay men. Grindr is gay as fuck. I do not use that fucking. Yeah, fuck that. I don't use that fucking bullshit.
Have I ever had any gay thoughts or fantasies? No. The only gay shit that I've ever came close to doing was probably shoving a broomstick up my ass.
Hey Siri, can you Google the nearest gay sauna? What kind of bullshit is that?
Andrew Tate, Joe Rogan, Donald Trump. They like to pretend that they're not watching porn, but let's be fucking real, bitch. You know goddamn well your ass is watching fucking porn. You know damn well, nigga, when the cameras ain't on, or when you in your hot tub or whatever, my nigga, you like to go ahead, pull your pants down, and just rub one the fuck out. And I'm not talking shit. I don't want Andrew.
Oh, is that Jordan Peterson? It is. Oh, there I am. Aha, Ethan. There I am, Ethan. You thought you could get rid of me? There I am, baby. Right there next to my buddy Elon. I'm back. I'm back.
Nigga, you like to go ahead, pull your pants down, and just rub one the fuck out. And I'm not talking shit. I don't want Andrew Tate to look at this video or this documentary and think that I'm talking shit. Motherfucker, I idolize you, bro. You feel me? But come on, nigga, like.
Okay, but would he have an orgy with all the men on his wall, though? I still wouldn't consider him gay if he did that, though. But I feel like all of these men are not gay. But they could do some like gay shit together. But it doesn't make them gay. I really believe that. I think you can have gay sex and not be gay. The internet's not ready for that conversation. But you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe it's like a power dynamic though. Cause I kind of get it. Like, would you get on your knees for Andrew Tate as a form of like worship? Yeah, I could see that being a thing. I could see it being a thing for these guys. You know, like a prove that you know who the alpha is type thing. But it's not gay. And I'm not even being sarcastic. It's not gay. It's not. All of patriarchy is about hierarchy. That's why they rape you. Because the rape is about dominance and power. That's why they rape men. Not because they're gay. It's just power. So, just FYI, I do not think they're gay. This is very serious. I know women on the internet think they're gay, but like, it's rape it's rape power dynamics.
Let's keep it a buck, my nigga. That's not bullshit. Come on now. Jordan Peterson, you definitely watch porn. Come on, nigga. Let's stop lying. The craziest place I actually did beat my shit is in a fucking Walgreens bathroom.
Sir.
I stole a magazine off the rack, and I went in that bitch, and I just started fucking letting my shit happen in that bathroom. I didn't give a fuck. In the girls' bathroom, by the way.
Why the girls' bathroom?
I wanted to make it, well, I beat off in the girls' bathroom because I wanted to make it that much more fucking pleasurable and fucking intense.
Because the girls would be around?
Oh, yeah. You already fucking know. Some weird shit.
That's all weird.
Oh, well, fuck it.
So he wouldn't sext a 13-year-old?
Brian absolutely would not sext a 13-year-old.
Would Brian send a video of him masturbating to a 13-year-old?
The Brian that I know absolutely would not send masturbating videos to underage minors. The Brian that I know is not attracted to children and is not a pedophile.
I decided to break up with Marissa simply because she just irritates the fuck out of me, man. Like, there.
Can we talk about cognitive dissonance for a second? I actually do think there's a possibility that she doesn't know. Because sometimes you guys in my own audience are like rooting and defending these YouTubers, and it's like you've never Googled them a day in your life. Okay, people in my own family, I'm like, what do you mean you don't know this happened? What do you mean? I'll tell you right now. They're like, no. A lot of people don't know. I actually think like that's a part of why you have to be careful when you defend people, because I learned this. I learned like if somebody comes up to me and says, Brittany, somebody you know did something, the first thing I say is, okay, let's see. Because the truth is they could have. I used to be like, no, I know them. They wouldn't do that. And now I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. They could have done it. At this point, anybody could have done anything. Because I'm tired. I'm tired of all this shit actually being true. And I'm like, fuck. So, okay, maybe. So that's why I think that is really hard that we play this game where we just like, we can't believe it. It's so hard to believe it. Like, no, I know that person. Wait, this person was like my proof that love exists. Or no, this person's such a good person. But you know what? Humans are animals on a planet. We could do all kinds of shit. I used to hate that. I dated a girl once who was like, I can't vouch for anybody in my life. And I was like, no, what? What do you mean? She goes, if I don't think I can vouch for any of the men in my life that they wouldn't rape somebody. And I was like, oh, that's bad. But I think what she was meaning to say, and I think I agree with this, is that we can vouch for the people we know in terms of how we know them, but we could never assume to know every part of a person, because at the end of the day, you go home with yourself. That's why I say the greatest liar is you. You're the only person who can lie to yourself the best, because when you go home and you're alone, you're the only person who knows what's happening here. So you're the only person who really knows the truth of what you're doing. You could lie to your friends and family and they could believe you and think they know a version of you. But that's why I say, like, it takes a lot of humility and wisdom and effort to be a good person, because then you have to say out loud the things you know about yourself that nobody knows, and you have to be accountable for those things, whether it's in front of a therapist or I don't know, your friends and family. But yeah, I think that's the hardest part about it, about all of this, really. Like, this is why I say, as a humanity, it takes a lot of radical acceptance to realize, like, the world's really going through it. People are really suffering in a very layered way. And it's really hard when your identity is rooted in who your friends are, who your family is. And this is why I say, like, be very careful about the you that you know and the you that is friends with someone, or the you that has a job, or like, you are more than one facet of your life. You're all of it together. And you need to the best of your ability, not punish yourself, but hold yourself accountable when you're not living within your values. Now, with EDP, his values are clear. They're in the absolute gutter. So if you meet him, you know it. Now, the question is, will she watch the videos? The question is, will she watch the information? Will she get the updates? Will she understand this person enough to say, I understand the version of him I'm dating is still this person? Because he hasn't changed. Nothing about him has changed. I haven't seen 1 ounce of growth the whole video. So the version of him that texted that girl, the child, is still this version. And the question is, will she be brave enough to watch his content to see it? Will she be brave enough to watch this documentary? Because I guarantee you, girls, there's a chance she doesn't watch this video, just to save the memory of being with him in her head from being something different. Human beings we protect ourselves, you know, and that's kind of the deepest flaw in ours. And also, like, our survivability mechanism. We protect ourselves.
Just some things, man, where I'm just like, Marissa was very fucking annoying, irritating as fuck, annoying as fuck. And there's just certain shit that actually didn't just bother me. You know what I mean? I'd rather be on my fucking own, beat my shit, fuck around, watch porn, call it a fucking day, you know?
Damn. I hope she doesn't watch it just for that. But she's got to own what she did. She has to own her face and her reputation. But the problem is like, when you're suffering from loneliness so aggressively, and this is the difference, guys. So just for context, it is worse what he did than what she did. She dated a guy who did something horrible, which is different. You can be so lonely, you would rather be with an abuser than single. That's different. That's like, you're in your trauma. That's different than somebody who abused somebody. And like, sometimes I think they're going to hold her as accountable as him. And I need to be clear. That's not the same thing. But that's why I say all of us need to be careful about who we're dating and who we're friends with, because ultimately we could be enabling, and that's wrong.
See, now that's what I fucking like. That's some good shit right there, bro. So the AI girlfriend really came.
Oh, who called it in chat? Yo, who called it in chat? Chat said it. Chat said he seems like the kind of guy that would have an AI girlfriend. You called it, chat.
About when I was scrolling on Instagram. And I would see a few different things on like porn sites and shit like that, right? And I was like, you know what, let me try it out. That girl was fine as hell. You can type in what you want her to call you. Sir, master, daddy, whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I'm gonna come into the house
throw you on the bed, handcuff your ass, and just fuck you into oblivion. And she's all like, oh my God, master, rip my asshole open. I fucking want that, please, I'm begging for it.
You can also ask for like a customized image to where you can type in topless and she'll send you a picture of like her fucking tits hanging out. And I was like, what the fuck, man? Oh my fucking Lord. And nigga, man, I came so motherfucking hard to this one, like, holy fucking shit. As a matter of fact, as I'm fucking talking to you about this, and nigga, my cock is getting hard as fuck, nigga, right this fuck now. That experience with my AI girlfriend was.
Chet said I'm so over people like him. Girl, I'm over people, period. I'm gonna be real. I think I'm over everybody, period. I'm gonna go meditate in the mountains. I honestly, my dream, I gotta take a month off and go meditate in the mountains because genuinely, okay, people are really, you know, but the world is serious right now. We gotta lock in, okay? We gotta lock in. The world is serious and it's always been this way. Take a break when you need to, but seriously, we gotta lock in. The world needs us.
The best fucking sexual experience I ever had in my life, period. Like, I was drooling. The role play, yeah, I mean, like sometimes, you know.
What was the role play? Can you read it?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, dog, I ain't gonna read that shit. It's kind of like some disturbing shit, dude.
What is it?
It's kind of like, you know.
More
like,
disturbing than what we've seen?
You know, like, yo, like pretend to be like fucking like, you know, like 16, 17, you know what I mean? Yeah, I ain't gonna put that shit on there, dude.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna fucking do that shit, man.
So you were role playing at 16?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
That's why I was like, yeah, don't put that shit on there, dude. You know what I mean? So.
Yo, that's crazy. Stephen Hawking cheated on his wife. Success in creating AI could be the biggest event in the history of civilization. Cheated on his wife.
If you guys out there are ever being tempted in a way to text
Wait, Stephen Hawking or Stephen Hawkins? Hawkins?
somebody or message
Wait.
somebody, and you know for a fact deep down,
Oh, wait, who's Stephen Hawkins?
or message somebody, and you never.
Oh, I don't know who Stephen Hawkins is. I thought it was Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking cheated on his wife. I don't know who Stephen Hawkins is.
Being tempted in a way to text somebody or message somebody, and you know for a fact deep down that they're under.
Chat says, is it wrong to suggest self and euthanasia for this man? Yes. Because listen to me when I say this. I know people don't like to hear it, but I've said this 1,000 times myself. I'm telling you, this category of person, they never kill themselves because they are entitled. They're entitled. Entitled people don't kill themselves. That's why suicidal people are victims of suicidal ideations, because they don't feel entitled. They feel desperate. This is different than self-unaliving or assisted suicide or using the government to come in and help, right? So I'm just telling you this right now. You don't understand this type of a person, right? So the government can't come in and kill people, and he's never going to kill himself. They don't. They're too entitled. It's very interesting. It's psychologically so fascinating to me.
Your age, and you shouldn't be doing it. Just download the AI Girlfriend app. Obviously, a lot of motherfuckers, man, they have
Oh, Chat says they just misspelled his name. Oh, that makes more sense. Well, he cheated on his wife.
fantasies of like, you know, of like being with like a younger person or like, you know, like doing whatever the fuck, you know, they want to do it on or whatever, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I feel like, you know, the AI Girlfriend, it allows you to act out that fantasy without actually going out and hurting somebody in real life, you know what I mean? And you also avoid.
Whoa. That is a big confession, homie.
At the same time, I feel like, you know, the AI Girlfriend, it allows you to act out that fantasy without actually going out and hurting somebody in real life, you know what I mean?
Whoa.
And you also avoid the legal fucking trouble too. So.
Jesus Christ.
Cool.
Alright, look up there.
That was tough, dude. That was...
Man, let me tell your ass something, Mike. Nigga, I just took a mean ass
Shit pics?
fat ass shit, bro.
Shit
I just sent you that fucking shit, man. Like
Scat play? Scat play? EDP won't stop sending me pics of his feces?
seriously, check that fucking shit out, bro. Just make sure you're not eating a fucking chili cheese dog, nigga.
Alrighty, so today I'm going to show you guys my motherfucking shit pics.
I'll just be going throughout my day, and then boom, pops up on my phone. Shit pic.
Yeah, you like this one, don't you? I can tell this is definitely a fucking shit pic that I took after.
Right, so EDP has a habit of sending images of fecal matter that he generated. I think sending pictures of fecal matter.
This is Jared Leto. This is how I imagine Jared Leto lives. I think this is Jared Leto. Oh my God, that's that guy on YouTube. This is Jared Leto. That's how I imagine Jared Leto was when he was sending that rat in boxes to people to be the Joker. That's what I'm saying. I think all these men are the same. They feel entitled. They're crazy. They think they're so cool. They think they're the main character. They can do whatever they want. And you know what's worse? You'll let them. Look it. To get this documentary finished, I think he's putting up with it. Because he can't block him. He's working with him. So EDP takes advantage of it. EDP goes, oh, I know you can't block me. Now you're going to have to look at a picture of my shit, bro. That's what it is. It's a power play. It's a power play. And there's nothing, you could just cancel the documentary. But then there goes that 3 million views in 3 days or 2 days. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just something. This is what I'm saying. Dr. Paul says you can't be rich, famous, and a radical. I'm telling you, may I never be rich and famous, and may I always be a radical. Absolutely not.
It has some downsides. I'm not sure it has any upsides.
Because I don't understand this part of it. You are known for sending pictures.
What? Dr. Grande? I don't watch him. Supports Trump? I never got into his content. I'm a Dr. Kirkhondo girl. What? A Trump supporter? I always heard things about him.
Your own feces to people.
Yeah.
That ain't right.
I think it illustrates almost perfectly.
Actually, okay, now that we're almost at the end, chat says, is this documentary a net positive for the world? No. I lied. In the beginning, I was like, maybe this could be helpful. This isn't going to help nobody. Now, one person is going to be helped. And I don't mean that literally, okay? But like, this is not helping anybody. This is bullshit. It's a well put together piece. I never needed to see it. It never needed to exist. All it did, and forgive me for saying this, it made EDP look cool. I hate you. I hate the internet. I hate patriarchy. I hate you. I hate that it made him look cool. Because I just know people thought he was funny. And look, girls, I mean this. Funny people are cool. You don't think so, but it will. It did. It just made him look to boys, to the internet, to the Andrew Tates. Oh my God, that's so fucking hilarious, bro. You're gross, bro. Oh my God, you're so funny, bro. You know? Yeah, it's the same guy who did the Boogie documentary. Yeah, I don't think this is, honestly, this is always for, this is just entertainment. And as long as serious matters are entertainment to people, it is what it is. You know, it is what it is, right?
Perfectly. Why he is not considered attractive by many women. Yeah, that's exceptionally disgusting. This one I would have to rate as it's pretty bad. It only gets worse as I'm moving. Yeah, I think if anybody sees one of those images from EDP 445, it would be a good idea to see a counselor to process that. That's horrible. That no person should be subjected to that kind of nightmare.
I am not a pedophile because I do not.
Wait, chat said he isn't funny, he's just gross and people laugh at him. Why does that give him a free pass? Well, I'm not giving him the free pass. I'm saying the world is going to give him a pass, just like they gave Trump a pass because he was funny, and Andrew Tate because he was funny, and all the other pedophiles because they're funny. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not giving him the pass. The world's going to give him a pass, like they do with every other predator who's ever come before them.
Have a sexual attraction to fucking 5th, 6th, 7th, and fucking 8th graders.
Listen.
Now, mind you, motherfucker, if you 16 or 17, nigga, and you got your titties bulging the fuck out, a motherfucker might actually whack off to your pictures a few fucking times.
This is why people say, in the Catholic Church, people say Mother Mary was really mature for her age because things were done differently then. Oh, so it doesn't matter that she was a teenager. Oh, girls in the village all those years ago, it's like different because like kids had to grow up faster. Kids are just not growing up. And that's why, otherwise, if they're 15, 16, 17, oh, they're basically adults. So adult enough to get married and have sex with a grown man, but not adult enough to transition. Interesting. Mind you, one involves them having an internal relationship with self and doesn't involve sex with anybody else. And one involves an adult having sex with them, raping them. But okay, cool. Got it. Locked in.
These chicks, okay, 15, 16, 17, some 14-year-olds, these girls know exactly.
Oh, by the way, chat, you said predators are deeply insecure men. This is why my therapist, FK Twigs, everything I've ever read about predator abusers, they're deeply insecure people, and you are just the person in front of them. If not you, somebody else. You're not even special, which thank the Lord, because I know we internalize a lot of that shit, like we did something wrong. No, they are fucked up. And because they're not being introspective and working on themselves, you will pay for it. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying if we do not work on ourselves, if we do not encourage children to be introspective, they will take it out on the world. You not solving your bullshit, you will hurt people. And your bullshit is real, so don't hurt people because of it. You have to actually catch yourself. But I think the dilemma is, and I know this is the hard part, it's too late for some people. The question is, who are those people? I don't know, because I can't make that judgment. But I think that's the hardest part of this conversation. And what we do is we double down and go, well, if everyone's fucked and everyone's traumatized, we can't do anything. Yeah, but not all traumatization shows up in the same way. We're not all doing the same kind of things. We're not all EDP, you know what I'm saying? So I want you to recognize that that's why we focus on kids, because kids will eventually be adults. And when you're too busy fighting for 45-year-old men who have the resources to do better but won't, you're taking all of those resources and attentions away from kids who we could prevent this in. Not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee if you raise kids well, they won't be. It brings down the probability. Because remember, we're animals on a planet. There's no magical God guiding us into being good people. We have to be good people, which is really, really hard. It's really, really hard to be a good person. So again, like, I know in my own family, the reason nobody will take accountability is they're afraid of the punishment. Even though I keep saying, I'm not going to punish you, but you will be held accountable. And they're like, well, what's the difference? And the fact that we don't know the difference is the big problem. I wish we could separate punishment from accountability because no one's trying to punish you. Do you believe in prison systems or not? Guys, we want to dismantle prison systems because it's a punishment framework. Like, lock in. You can't punish people and then be anti-prisons. Are we abolishing the fucking system or not? You know what I mean? What do you think this all stems from? So again, like, we can't. So, okay, this is why I say, take a deep breath and recognize you can only do what you can do. Because that's the other part of this. Because I know, like, you feel like, oh my God, Brittany, it's so big. It's 8 billion people. What are we going to do? We're going to take a deep breath and realize humans are not the center of the universe. And then we're going to radically accept we're animals on a planet. And then we're going to take a deep breath and do something about it. We're going to be less bad every day. We're not going to try to be more good because the road to hell is paved in good intentions. Boo. We're going to be less bad every day. The bad can be something as simple as when you come home from work and you're too tired and you throw your shoes and your shirt on the floor and you know you're going to have to pick it up later, maybe just put it where it belongs. So tomorrow you thanks past you and goes, you know what, girl, thank you for putting my clothes away for me because I didn't want to deal with it today, right? You're doing a little less bad every day because ultimately we're trying to be in a joyful state of being. Let me help myself out and do the dishes tonight so I don't have to do it tomorrow. Being less bad every day. And then we take it a step further. Being less bad every day, maybe one less drink today. Maybe one less jerk off session that we know is bad for us. If it is, I'm you know what I mean? So on and so forth. Okay. So again, we want to recognize that we're flawed, not beat ourselves up, not punish ourselves. And then we want to try to be less bad every day. Okay. Chat says, what does it look like? Punishment versus holding accountability. It's dependent on individuals and systems. But if you eradicate punishment from the process, accountability starts to make a lot of sense and you start to see the possibilities of accountability, right? It's a pathway. It's not one action. It's a series of actions that create accountability. Usually punishment is one thing. Punishment, jail, boom. Punishment, jail, maybe death penalty. But accountability is a series of actions that happens over a span of time. So what it looks like, okay, is a world where punishment isn't our default, right?
What the fuck they are doing. They know for a fact, and obviously, you know, the guy being older, he's not supposed to be doing all that shit. Whatever, nigga, we get it. For me, it's actually a two-way fucking street. You know, minors are partially the fucking blame. Yeah, nigga, you 33,
People believe that. People with their full chest believe it. People in my own family believe it with their full chest. They do. They do. Even that's why, guys, I'm so cautious about when you say like babies are manipulative, kids are manipulative. That's exactly the rhetoric people use to say that kids 6 years old seduced the older teenagers in the family or the adults in the family. 6 years old, because kids are manipulative. Be very careful about the language you use. Okay? They're saying kids are taking advantage of the adults. Yeah.
You fucked up, you're this old ass guy, you should know better. Cool, get it, perfect, grand, wonderful. So what about the bitch that messaged me first? Oh, that's perfectly fine, I forgot about that, right? Nigga, she gets off scot-free, right? Ain't that a bitch? Whatever. To be honest with you, bro, I have no clue.
Okay, I'm just going to say this. Chad said, can you concretely give your idea of what to do with someone who commits triple homicide? No prison for this person. Do you think prison is a building where people are held? Do you not understand that prisons are a system? When people say abolish prison, we're talking about systems. Prison isn't a building where people are held. Prisons are a system of oppression utilized by government power to weaponize their power against citizens. When people say, oh, what are we going to do with a triple homicide murderer? Put them in a facility, one that isn't a prison and one that doesn't punish, torture, or rape them. One that doesn't get backed by the government, one that's backed by the government, but a government that's held accountable, that doesn't come in and utilize this system as a way to pick people up off the streets. Why are you acting like innocent people aren't sitting in prison? Why do you think the prison system wasn't a remake of slavery? Why are you acting like black people aren't targeted by the cops and thrown into prisons innocently? Why are you pretending that half of us aren't not the white people. A lot of people are terrified of being stopped by the police officers for having a little bit of weed on them, for not dressing correctly, not speaking correctly, by admitting they have a weapon that they were legally allowed to carry in the car, only to get shot up by the cops. Why are you acting like the prison system isn't a system? It's like, what are we doing here, guys? Okay, it's a system. And it's used to torture our communities, to imprison our loved ones. Literally. We're dismantling the prison system. We're not getting rid of places to put our relatives because they're a danger to themselves and others. A place where we can visit them, a place where we can love them from a distance, a place where we can humanize them and give them the dignity they didn't show others. Because that is somebody's child, that is somebody's brother, that is somebody's sibling, that is someone's mother, okay? But until we recognize that prisons, okay, the police officers, the slave catchers redone and adapted into modern world, okay, we need to do something. People are being tortured in the name of justice. And then you're sitting here turning around saying, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to torture back. And I'm saying, no torture. No torture. People in prisons deserve to be treated with dignity. Not everyone in prison is a fucking murderer. Some of those people are literally there because they're awaiting trial. Some of those people are innocent. And they deserve to be visited by their families. They deserve to be treated with dignity. And they don't deserve to be treated like, you know what I'm saying? They don't deserve that. No one deserves to unnecessarily suffer. Okay? Accountability and rehabilitation does not mean going back and getting the life you had before. That's not what that means. If you've really taken accountability, your life should look different. It should be a reflection of that accountability.
Why the age of consent is 18. I mean, what the fuck makes 18 so goddamn magical? I have no fucking clue. You talk to a 17-year-old chick, she just turned 18 5 seconds ago. Okay, well, guess what, man? She's still the same dumbass bitch.
It does. See, this is what Chad was saying earlier. A lot of people equate the law to morality. And this is how I know you're bankrupt. If you rely on the government to tell you what's legal, this is why Brad Femmes will say, men will fuck kids if you made it legal. Girl, they'll fuck kids no matter what.
Bitch that she was 5 seconds ago. So it's like, the big homies I talk to, they're all like, what's so fucking special about 18? It's just another fucking year, you know what I mean? Like, I don't, you know what I mean? So.
What's so special about
My
18?
name is Dr. Anna Salter. I am a clinical psychologist, and I have worked with sex offenders and victims for about 40 years. But the brain of a 13-year-old is very different from an adult brain. They are more impulsive. They can't predict and don't try to predict, typically, how this is going to affect them in the future. The MacArthur brain study has demonstrated that adolescents are simply not mature emotionally and socially, and that they don't reach full maturity until the late 20s.
That's for people to sit back and say like their brain, girls' brain, minors' brains are underdeveloped. They don't know. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Now you're just making fucking excuses for the motherfucker. For a motherfucker to say, oh, well, their brain is underdeveloped. Okay, bitch, whatever you say. Cool. All right.
Sex offenders will say to you, the children know what they're doing at 13. But sex offenders are famous for their excuses. Apparently there is an offender whose moniker is EDP 445 who tried to lure a 13-year-old. Well, he may or may not be a pedophile. Generally, he would not be, because the 13-year-old in this country at this point in history is probably post-pubescent. He is a child molester. He's a criminal who's someone who tried to take advantage of a child's naivety, innocence, and immaturity to meet his own needs, both physically and narcissistically. Anybody who does that is, by definition, an offender and a child molester, but not necessarily a pedophile.
Now, I will just tell you this. The reason we started calling men pedophiles is because you wouldn't even let us call them molesters. That's on you. The word pedophile had to become and mean anyone who was a minor, because you wouldn't even let us have molester. You wouldn't even, you started to get pedantic. Well, they're not a pedophile technically. And then you said now it doesn't matter because they're not a pedophile. So we all started calling you pedophiles. That's why we can't be literal. That's why for all my autistics in the chat who are very literal thinkers, we can't use words literally, because socially we have to use the words that make sense, because you're not letting us have anything. You take it away. You say, well, if he's not a pedophile, I guess we can't do anything about it. And I'm saying a pedophile is a pedophile. You don't need to get pedantic and be literal about the definition. We're talking about children. Oh, well, she was 17 5 seconds ago, but now she's 18. She's not an adult. And it's like, that's not how that works. Even if she was 19 and he was 30, abuse. 30 and 19 is crazy. Absolutely abuse. Predatory behavior. Period. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. Yes, in a very academic and very intelligent spaces in which we are all locked the fuck in, whether we've been to college or not, I didn't mean to imply that you had to, if we can agree that pedophilia has a definition. Okay, but we're talking to fucking idiots out here, and these idiots are not well read, and they are going to use any excuse possible to defend pedophiles. Okay? And look, I am not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to say everyone's stupid and I'm the smartest person ever, but girlies, I'm giving you the easiest moral test in the whole world and you can't pass it. Okay? The easiest moral test in the world, and we're not passing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and who's going to suffer? Children. So yeah, your ego is hurt, but these children are getting raped. These children are being molested. So forgive me for not caring about your hurt ego in this very moment. Because that's what see how we always center adults? Brittany, this is going to hurt their opinions. Brittany, their feelings. Brittany, like, you can't talk to people like that. You got to be nicer to them. Children are being raped. And you want me to worry about the feelings of a 35-year-old chatter? Come on now.
My name is Brandon, and I am a pedophile.
Oh, 35 years old. Oh, are they going to make the distinction between pedophiles and pedophiles and offenders?
I'm attracted to boys starting at age 5.
Oh!
Despite feeling attracted to children, I've never acted on it. I think what EDP did was wrong and harmful. But there are probably thousands, if not tens of thousands of people that are watching this that might also feel attracted to minors. And I want you to know that you don't have to follow the path of EDP.
So there is a bubble in which the science is looking like pedophilia might be just a biological experience. I think everything we do is biological. The question is, what do we do with a human being who normally is going through puberty? They're 15, attracted to 15-year-olds, but then they don't end up becoming attracted to adults. Listen to me when I say, I don't know what I would do if that was my brain. And I think the universe every day that it's not my brain. But I will just say this right now, no matter how much you will be isolated. Like, you will be rejected by society. And this is why they don't tell anyone. And also, though, I think, like, if you're truly a good person, you will stay away from kids. Because again, like, I don't trust adults who are attracted to adults to be around adults if I don't think they're consent-based, right? I think the dilemma here is, like, I am deeply empathetic to how your brain is working. That sucks. I would hate for that to be my brain. And also, like, so you have to make sure you rely on good professionals and a good structure and a good community, Because yeah, I don't have a solution for that. That's way above my pay grade. I just know I don't believe in punishment, and we should be kind to people, and there should be accountability. But I deeply empathize, and I would hate that for that to be my brain. Chet said, I do wonder about the psychology of pedophiles. Dr. Honda has talked about it. I think it's stunted development. Yeah, I don't know. But I would just say that I can't fathom the concept of a 35-year-old man being attracted to a 5-year-old kid. Like, it's my brain shuts down. And as much as I'd love to say that I'm educated and enlightened, sure, when I'm dealing with the adult, but if I see that adult around a kid, it's going to feel like I'm not about this. Okay, so like, if I'm alone with the adult, fine. Absolutely, bro. I can meet you where you're at. But also I have to protect this kid, and I just don't get it. I don't, so again, I want to make sure, I don't believe in punishment. And even though I have complex feelings around it, I do think at the end of the day, it is better for us to have communities that can support these people, because that must be very hard to live with that brain. Every 74 seconds, someone in the U.S. is sexually assaulted.
Child under 13 and another under 18. Prosecutors essentially assaulted a minor known to him.
Every 9 minutes, that someone is a child. All revenue from this film is donated to the national leading nonprofit dedicated to combating sex crimes. RAINN.org.
If you were looking at all the people that got caught for being a pedo on YouTube, EDP is at the top of the list. He is the face of being a pedo on YouTube. Like, if you think about pedos on YouTube, you're thinking about EDP 445.
How dare you use this song?
He's
universally known as the most hated person on the planet.
Sex offender, pedophile, predator. He is a bad man. He is very entertaining to laugh at as being a pathetic loser, but he is at the core a horrible person.
He's never going to learn, All you can really hope, the best advice you can give him is to be even stupider, and hopefully one day he lands himself in jail.
Amazing how many of these men are being interviewed who have literally associated with worse or similar people. The audacity of any of these men to get on this video and pretend like they're better. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. All of them have a fucking track record. That's what I'm saying. Everyone's going to look good next to a pedophile, but you guys voted for pedophiles. You guys support pedophiles. You hang out with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? You literally have connections to racism and going after smaller creators. You literally all have horrible reputations on the internet. What do you mean? Mudahar and Ethan were going to team up to go after small creators. What do you mean? He backed out last minute. They were all pairing up together. They were all hanging out together. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? All these people have a track record. Apparently, Charlie told iDubbbz not to apologize for saying the N-word or to throwing around slurs. Like, all these people are fucking flawed as shit, bro. And I'm saying, like, why are you in this video? Like, you haven't recently been found out. Okay? Again, like, people can come back from the things they've done, but where is the accountability?
Because that's the only thing that can fix him, going to jail.
So if I had to give EDP advice, all things...
What did this one do? Hold on. He did it too. What did he do? Hold on. He interviewed... Who did he interview? Who's the big... He interviewed the big guy, and he did a really bad job at it or whatever. And like, listen, I try to be nice. I try to be nice to everybody. But these men are so viral. They're clout chasing people, and they're always throwing marginalized people under the bus because they're too busy chasing numbers.
I would say consider suicide.
If you were...
Bro.
EDP advice, all things considered, I would say consider suicide.
Oh yeah, the Mr. Beast interview. Telling someone to kill themselves in a very serious way. Brother in Christ. Do you know what I mean? Like that's all they know. Like, that's all patriarchy teaches us. You know what I mean?
If you were to take every man on earth and put them in order of people I would most want to...
What? He messaged a minor! Wasn't Adam 22 caught messaging a minor? Wasn't that him? Isn't he the one married to Lena the plug? Wasn't Adam literally in the DMs of 16-year-olds? Am I fucking crazy? Why is he on this video? Am I stupid? Did that not happen?
Have sex with my wife? All the way over to like the least. He's essentially going to be the last guy in line.
people won't remember him. What has he done to be memorable? There's pedophiles every day of the week.
There are a lot of words I can use to describe him, but if I had to pick just one, it's sick.
Dude has nothing in retirement. His assets are a joke. These are the finances of a mental child, let's be honest.
How did this YouTuber, how did Michael, that's his name, how did he gather the worst of the Avengers to come hang out? These are the worst people on the internet. These are literally the worst. They are the reason the internet is so fucking shitty. I swear to God, Destiny better be in this documentary because Asmund and Destiny would bring it full circle. Is Sneeko here too? Full circle. What?
Please leave the kids alone. That's my message. Leave the kids alone, please.
The man's brain doesn't fully function. He is, by all definition...
Why is Boogie there? Why is Boogie there? What?
mentally retarded.
Well, just my thoughts on EDP 445 and what he did. Just
Christian! Why is Christian here? I'm so confused. What is I am in hell? Somebody gave me shrooms and I am having a bad fucking trip. This is the most chronically online video and I hate that I know who everybody is. I gotta get a new job.
totally wrong. He deserves to go to jail, and there will be bad karma coming his way.
Is this a joke? Did he do this on purpose? Is that the joke? Is this the joke that like, hey, here's the worst people on the internet saying this is the worst people on the internet? Oh my God.
So growing up, I love the villains. I love the bad guys. The story isn't complete without there being a
So that's like the feature of all the bad people on the internet. Do they know that? Do they know they're being featured as the bad people on the internet?
fucking villain without there being opposition. And it's wild because like everything came full circle, you know, and to a lot of people, to millions of people, you know, I'm fucked up, I'm a villain, I'm a piece of shit, I'm this grimy ass motherfucker who just doesn't give a damn about the fucking law. In-stage renal failure, man, got accused of being a fucking pedophile, and guess what, motherfucker, I'm still fucking standing, I'm still walking, we in this.
Which is why people say, why should victims come forward when it never fucking matters? He's literally told you throughout this whole documentary, I'm thinking about kids, and he's right. Nothing happened. This is why I never blame victims for not coming forward.
Bitch, and we making it fucking happen.
While filming this documentary, the Eagles made it to the Super Bowl. Jesus Christ.
Listen, man, it's time to have a great time, bro.
Who's this sweet baby? Who put this beautiful baby in this documentary? Take this child away and don't let him ever represent a pedophile again. This poor baby actor.
So I shouldn't be drinking this fucking shit. Due to my dialysis and due to my kidney failure. But fuck it, I don't give a shit right now. I got my pills here. This shit is loaded in phosphorus. It could possibly kill me.
So he's slowly killing himself. Hey.
EDP has a bright future. Once the world gets off this hang up that they're on, which I feel like is gonna blow over. So once that blows over, the sky's the limit with him. He can go as far as he wants to go.
I wonder if it's his kid. I wonder if the child actor is his child. I don't know though. Maybe not. Probably not. No, probably not, right? They censored his kid's look. It was probably a child actor.
What we filmed today, right here, right now, February 9th, 2025, is the greatest moment of my fucking life. Period. Nothing even comes fucking close. Yeah. Wrote this? Yeah. Hey man, as far as these chat logs go, I don't know who wrote this. This wasn't me though.
Don't you dare. EP solicited sex from a 13 and 15-year-old. PS, disturbed lead singer is a Zionist, which really just like, ugh.
Shit.
This is a crime. He could still be charged until 2027. Thanks for watching that with me, guys. I think what we learned here is that we still have so much more to go. This is why we have to dismantle patriarchy, white supremacy, prison systems. This is why victims don't come forward. This is why sex abuse is a joke to you. This is why women have hashtags men all suck. This is why we say men are trash. Because we're talking about a system of men that curates, maintains, and puts content out like this as if they're trying to help victims. Okay? It's not you, man, the gender. You're not a bad person if you're a man. But the system that upholds men in the top and pushes everybody else down, that's hurting not just everybody else, it is hurting the boys. So if you care about little boys, you care about kids, work with the left, the leftists, to dismantle capitalism, patriarchy, and white supremacy. Because everybody else, they're out here just trying to get paid. You know, that's really what this is. Disgusting. I really hate it. I hated every moment of it.